Keyleth goes through an Aramente, which is like she's got to find all these different things to be a leader or whatever.
All right.
Spices.
Welcome. We're back.
We're back!
Come on, everybody. Round of applause. We made it back.
Yeah, we're back. Did you guys not go live last week?
You wouldn't have watched?
Hey, look, there's a lot of campaigns. There's a lot of groups that would have withered up and died for taking off even just like a couple of weeks. So I appreciate everybody coming back.
We call it rejuvenation.
Yeah.
The rejuvenation spell. That's what we're calling it.
The reju spell. All right.
So we all gain a level probably for our commitment.
No.
Level 6.
No.
Damn.
Nope. We're going to be doing a new rule at the table that if I get asked more than 3 times in a session, you lose a level.
That was once, right?
That was once.
Okay. Glad all the other ones didn't count
It
today.
refreshes every session.
It refreshes every session.
Good.
Maybe. I haven't decided.
Oh no! Don't take this from me.
Maybe 3 times in a month.
Is it a group thing or just a singular?
Individual.
Individual?
No.
That's the whole group?
That's like one of the only jokes I have that's funny. You're taking away a third of my content.
That's not true at all. You're a funny guy.
Oh, stop it.
Anyway, everybody is back. We have, for those who joined us last week, we welcome our new player. You're playing Feldar? Feldar the Paladin. Did you state what your subclass was? I think I might have missed that during our little session thing.
Maybe. No.
No?
Not sure.
Not sure what your subclass is? Is it like Oath of
Devotion.
Is it Devotion? Okay, very
Oath of
cool.
Devotion.
Very cool. All right, so the Fucks gained a Paladin. Last week we had a little mini 1 session welcoming our new player, kind of getting everything up and running while we were waiting for our cleric to come back from family vacation time. So I almost killed him while he was gone
Don't worry, my family almost killed me on vacation.
by an owlbear. It's a classic monster. I thought most of you guys had probably never even fought one. And I decided I'd mix it up and throw a primal owlbear at you. That thing does lightning.
That hurt. Some of them. I was like,
For our old school player, he goes, whoa.
I feel like the cleric has been getting shit on the past couple of sessions. Between, his brother and now an owlbear and owlbear bait, whatever.
So, you guys dealt with the primal owlbear, and it looks like Colonel made a friend with the baby owlbear.
So is it a tag along now?
That's kind of up to you guys. It no longer has a mother because you guys killed it.
make
Murderers.
it sound bad when you say
Shouldn't
it
have
that way.
attacked.
It wasn't personal. It was just hungry.
It's just business.
Crispin's encased
not
in metal
personal,
armor. I
just
feel like that was a poor choice.
It only would have been a poor choice if he had roasted him on an open fire first. Then that might have been personal.
Maybe with the lightning spell, he roasted me in the metal.
So, you guys are ending the session, or starting the session, at the owlbear cave. You guys have just slayed the owlbear, and you see your unconscious friend Crispin laying on the ground.
So I'm probably gonna run over and go try to get him up.
Okay.
Wake up!
How would you like to do this?
I'll just go for cure wounds, I guess.
Okay.
Do what?
So you might need your
And I'm
compound.
still in the chalice form, so I'll give him a little extra healing.
Okay.
So we'll do. I don't have my d8s out.
Are they all in jail?
I did not jail. No, they're there. Okay.
Man, that jail's getting full.
It's
They get you a
it's
bigger
just 4 of them.
Like, when's
It's
the
fine.
probation session for some of them?
Unfortunately, they got arrested on a Friday, so there's no hearing till Monday.
11 plus.
So I was knocked down to 1 or 0 or.
You're one.
Okay.
Dead.
I mean, you were unconscious, but you weren't dead.
Okay.
You weren't making death
Unconscious
saves or
but
anything
stable.
yet.
Just mostly dead.
Mostly dead.
There's dead and then there's dead.
I checked to make sure he was, not dead last
dead.
time. 11 plus 9, so 20 points.
Nice.
It's good to have a healer in the group finally.
Shut up.
Hey, Crispin, You doing all right there?
I'm just laying there with eyes closed, and you just see my lips moving. Like, have I forsaken you, Lord? What have I done? First my brother, and now this monstrosity. Like I'm just sitting there like praying. You like it's in and out. You just hear part of me bring some of it out. You hear bits and pieces of it, like a little tear coming out of the corner of the eye with a bit of blood in it.
Okay, I drew a craft smelling salts in this direction, trying to get him up. Something goes down his nose.
It's a red hot chili pepper flake. This is real spicy.
Hey, you're good. Kind of.
Mostly good.
If you follow Frog
killed it.
Jesus, it wouldn't have happened to you. Frog Jesus protects.
Oh, do you have any of that Frog Jesus juice? Because I need a little bit.
You bet your left when I do here. You mean little guy?
I sit
Get
up
you
and
in
I
there.
take a little sip and. Do I know who he is?
You were unconscious when all this happened.
So I hear his voice. I'm like mid lip.
Yo,
I'm gonna need two.
I'm starting to hallucinate.
You don't remember, feller? He's been here the whole time. He's been with us since.
I took a lot of hard hits in the head.
Apparently.
He,
False Hydra.
he did save
Get
your
you another
life.
one?
I mean, he did kill that owlbear that was trying to eat you.
I mean, I killed it, but he helped.
Okay, I guess I know you. All right,
We've been friends for like 3 months.
my
More,
memory,
more like 3
6
minutes, but that's cool.
We haven't been
I don't-
formally introduced. You were unconscious. I came to your aid.
that usually puts a kink and stuff when you're unconscious. Okay, I'm Crispin, and the gods hate me.
Because you found the wrong god.
You didn't even know what gods were till we started talking, and then you made them up. I think.
How dare you, sir? I saved your life, and you saying that Frog Jesus ain't real?
Like you got the Jesus name from a little stand back in Baldur's Gate.
Yeah, they called it Yahweh or something, or Jesus, or I don't know.
It was Jesus.
I think it was
Jesus.
Yeetus.
Yeetus.
Jesus.
Frog Yeetus.
Oh no.
Frog Yeetus.
I feel like you just grab something and you just run, and you don't even look where you're running to. You just run with it.
Yeah, that's why they call me Enabler.
The enabler. That. I gotta give you the meaning of the words when I call you.
I don't know that the couple weeks was long enough.
All right, let the medicine kick in. I just need a second.
Yeah, quit bullshitting on the ground.
It's
we
nice
got,
to
we got
meet
to go.
you. I'm sure you told me your name. Did he tell me his name?
It's Feller.
Feller. All right, Feller. That don't sound right.
I mean, it's the guy's name.
It's fella, not feller.
Well, it has an accent if you hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
I'm from the bayous. We don't get vowels there.
You're enabling my drinking.
But that's what the medicine's for.
Fella. Did I pronounce that right? Never mind. I'm just going to take a second to get my composure.
More of a feller. Is there any loot on owlbear?
Feathers.
Feather?
Beak.
I got this for you, dog. Because you almost died by it.
Owlbear claws.
It's a feather.
This is a strangely marked owlbear with like almost primal sort of etch glyphs on it.
So noticing it's kind of strange, can I look around the cave, see if there's like any evidence of anything else strange?
Sure.
Perception?
Either that or investigation, whatever skill you'd like to use for those.
17.
17. You see that there is bits of bone and odd end sticks. Not much is different from like a bird's nest, but it's sort of like the entirety of the cave. And you're not sure exactly how it got some of this on top of the cave. You're assuming feces.
Well,
You don't see any like treasures per se. No magical artifacts or objects. No treasure chests. No coins. You see the odd bit of camping supplies. You see remains of what you think are maybe deer, other small woodland creatures, whatever this thing obviously could catch. But you do notice that there is, way off in the corner, it looks like something is sort of buried or half buried something. And as you kind of scoop around, you see that it is another baby owlbear.
Oh no.
Another one?
It's dead. It looks like it's been here for probably at least several days. It's starting to decompose, and from the signs of it, it looks as though the mother may have tried to cover it. Not really a behavior that you would expect from something like that, but that's what happened. The claw marks around where it was buried in this cave, or half buried, definitely match up with the owlbear's claws.
Well, aside from it looking a little bit more intelligent than your typical animal, it looks pretty normal.
It's a bad week to be an owlbear.
Apparently.
I'll tell you.
Guess
So what are we gonna do with Junior over there, the other owlbear that Colonel's still riding?
Yeah, Colonel is still... The owlbear has gotten tired and is just kind of laying there as the Colonel kind of pecks at his head. Very gently.
I think the Colonel likes him. Are you gonna keep him? Another pet?
Well, the last pet I had, I guess it was a pet, was the demon donkey that left us. I'm afraid to take on an owlbear. What's it going to do to me? Like eat me in the night?
Well, he's a little guy. He ain't gonna eat nothing.
They don't stay little forever.
Neither do demon-ass donkeys.
We can't talk to him either. He's not an animal. I don't know
Is
what
he?
he is.
Demon
Isn't he?
donkey?
I tried to talk to him.
Yep.
I speak with animals. It doesn't work on non-animals.
His name was Clyde.
I have concerns about a demon.
He turned on us.
Anything.
No more concerns. He ain't with us. He's riding around with my evil brother. Nah.
He
Probably also
apologized.
So you're saying
the way out?
the demon-possessed donkey turned on you?
Not
Shocking.
really, but he was really called into...
He apologized.
He apologized. He was very apologetic. Not all demons are... Might I say that? Are they all
Surely,
bad?
he surely would not be full of deceit.
Nah, you didn't know him.
This is true.
You didn't know him
Look,
like we did.
he said he was going to change,
So
okay?
he was gonna change.
He's at
And you
meetings.
Maybe from the
believed
abyss,
him.
but he had a good heart.
He never did anything against
even
us
had one of
besides
those.
just leave. He didn't do anything bad towards us. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now you're putting thoughts in my head. I'm thinking maybe that he led my brother to...
That's exactly what happened.
What do I roll to question my life choices?
Ooh.
You don't have to roll in.
Oh,
You just.
I will
just do it.
contemplate my life choices.
Disconnected.
Oh,
That's what happened. I just got disconnected.
that's my brain.
I
right
disconnected from my faith.
My computer
That's what
decided that it was
happens.
going to restart
Oh.
right now.
That's awesome.
At least I thought it was the Bluetooth bar messing up, but
No.
I'll make my own sounds.
Yeah, my PC was like, we're rebooting right now.
This is a thing.
Windows updates? Too bad, we're doing them.
Insert
Love
Skyrim
that.
theme song.
It's the best.
Sorry,
Anyway.
I'm trying to circle some
I
of my
will
spells that I got.
come back from the woods. So I was about 40-ish feet away from them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back to the woods. Mud all over my face like I'm Rambo. And like cuts. I attached some like sticks to me. Like I look like I got fucked up out in the woods. I'm trying to really make this something happen.
Tree monster. Can I burn it?
Yes.
Oh, wait,
Get it.
never mind. It's
The
just,
hell happened to you?
it's just let me.
You're not gonna believe it, so we're just not gonna get into it. But the new guy, you probably shouldn't try to be the hero with this group. No offense.
Sure.
We've got 2 healers. It's fine.
3 now.
3
It's
now.
better when I'm
That's
awake
true.
and
That's
not
true.
knocked out or dragged through the woods or kicked by a demon donkey or my brother stabbed me into my back.
You have like an
I need
uncle?
another drink.
And you're acquiring a drinking problem.
Yeah, you are. And I'm here to say that's 5 silver.
Yeah, you know what? For somebody with gambling issues,
No. I don't have any gambling issues. I take money. I know I'm gonna win.
It's not an issue if you're really good at it.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not down.
Maybe in your
Think we
head
all the
you
money?
think you're winning all the time.
That's not gambling if you know you're gonna win.
Most
I mean, that's
gamblers
science.
quit.
So
Just
is
lucky,
that,
I guess.
is that thievery then? Are you, if you know you're going to win and you gamble, aren't you robbing those people?
Do you know when you cast a heal spell, it's going to heal somebody? It's called confidence.
I got you there.
No, he didn't.
I think you did.
No, it's not. My head hurts. I'm done.
I will cast command and have him nod.
Wisdom save on the cleric.
Welcome back.
Do what?
What's the wording on command?
Probably have to say something, you know.
I think you do have to do a
Yeah.
verbal.
That's fine.
Just tell him to gallivant.
I have to work through the sheets. No. Okay. I do not have the wording for command. My fault.
Then how are you casting spells that you don't know how they work?
I don't know how they're worded, but I know how command works. I used it before.
It could have changed in 2024.
Why you gotta change it on me?
I didn't.
It did change a little bit.
Yeah.
Damn it,
Because now it's
T.
only specific commands.
I think it is only specific commands. I don't think you can tell him.
Approach, drop, flee, grovel, halt.
You can do grovel.
Grovel. Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Still wisdom save on a cleric.
It is still a wisdom save, but I think he's going to be good.
I think so.
He's not very good. I've seen him roll.
Wisdom saving. Yeah. Is
Yeah,
it a
but-
disadvantage since I just got it? I'm just trying to make this a little bit more. Is it a disadvantage since I just come out of being knocked to shit? Yeah, okay. I'm fine with that. I was just trying to make it a little more interesting.
You had red pepper flakes up there.
Ah,
How'd
damn.
you do?
It went from a 20 to a 2.
I saw
Oh.
that.
Oh,
Um,
So strong.
you also have to
I
get
got
on
a
your
9.
knees to grovel.
You got a 9? -5 on your wisdom rolls right now. Your faith has been wavered.
damn.
And you grovel on your knees.
You have been
Just on all
questioning
wisdom?
anything having to do with a wisdom roll or save -5
Yeah.
for 24 hours. Your faith has been shaken a little bit after recent events.
I got you. That's fair. I'm gonna, I guess the command went through.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, you're right. You know, I've never noticed how right you always are, it seems.
Guilty.
No, you're not guilty. You shouldn't feel guilty. Like, you are one of the most honest guys I know, and, you know, maybe I should listen to you more.
I couldn't agree more.
How-
I'm glad we came to
When
this.
I get better, I hope to better myself and be more like you.
How strong was that command?
And I'm
think he's
gonna
going through
ease
it right
myself up. I'm like, I need to go into bushes. These drinks are kicking in.
The couples therapy's working.
I got a -5 for the next 24 hours for lack of faith.
Anything with wisdom for
Yeah.
a cleric.
So I rolled a 2 and then got a -5 on top of it. Well, I had +7 and -5 off that, so basically I got a 4. So
That's awesome. Should believe in Frog Jesus, I'm telling you. Frogitis. Can we canonically change it to Frogitis? Because I like
Bro,
that
you
better.
don't call anyone by their real name anyway. So
That's
what
true!
difference does it make?
So as he gets up and he talked to,
I figured you'd just kind of say that that's what you've always been saying.
That's what I say, it's Frogitis.
I talked to Louie and I'm like, all right, and then I'm gonna stumble off to the bushes.
Who's Louie?
Isn't that
Lemmy.
Lemmy?
Lemmy.
You've been gone for too long.
Yeah, I know. I knew. Well, it was going to be Lewis or Louise or
Lemmy.
whatever.
Oh, it's Luis, I think?
It was
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
I'm
glad
someone
we changed
said
that.
We made him
So
change it.
stumbling off to the bushes, you don't know if it's the owlbear attack or the alcohol that's making him stumble as he heads into the bushes with his concussion syndrome.
Do we hear like ralphing, peeing noises? What are we hearing?
I feel like you start hearing like
Feel
the
like that's a
bushes, like where
perception
he's
roll.
peeing against it, but then like the concussion kicks in and his eyes roll back in his head and he just like falls into the bushes. And then you hear him starting to get back up, like he fell into the puddle of piss that he was. Comes back out like, like you see stickers in his hair and in his beard.
What the hell happened to you?
That was another owlbear.
Another owlbear.
Man.
Man, you took care of that thing quick.
Yeah, with no noise except a splat.
They are afraid of urine.
So you're in trouble.
It's been too long.
Cheers. What y'all say we get the fuck out of here and go back to sleep? I need my frog rest, or I'm gonna.
I don't think you're supposed to go to sleep straight after concussion.
Yeah,
Oh,
but they're
what?
fine.
No, that's what the
You can
medicine's
keep
for.
first watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, let's go to
The
bed.
guy with minus 5 to his wisdom.
All right.
Well, we don't know that he's having an
No,
off day
no.
though, right?
No,
No.
he's just. We just know he's kind of fucked up.
I mean, you guys did just hear him bitch and complain about his brother turning evil and his donkey friend leaving him and Owlbear trying to eat him. And
Finn's
All within
Finn's
what?
another-
24-hour
another
period.
I would
It's the
say
last
that it
thing he
doesn't take
needs.
a very strong insight roll to know that he's not himself.
So if we take this owlbear, you got like an uncle or something that's gonna try and steal him, or we just gonna have another pet?
You got animal handling.
We put him in the bag of holding.
Him
it's
and
not an
Rufus
animal.
would be like killer.
He's not an animal though.
It's a monstrosity. It's not an animal.
Oh,
Yeah, I can't talk to it.
well, I don't know that. I'm like, I
only got
see
beat up
I
by
see an
one.
owl and bear, and now I put two and two together. I'm like,
It's bear owl.
sounds like two animals put
It's a
together.
bear owl.
bear owl.
Was that
Have you ever wondered how
Like
these
cat
things
dog?
come about? I think we talk about that, how owl bears come together
the whole way back?
the whole way back.
Did the owlbear?
Is it the owl or the bear?
Did
owl
the,
Who's
and
the
a bear-
who's the mom and who's the dad?
well, you know the owl they fly, so that's got to be the one on top, right?
I mean,
because of science.
you can do a history check to see if you know more about the origination.
No, I think we would
of
like our
owl and
conversation
bears.
better.
Yeah,
We're not even gonna do a check.
we're
We're
talking
just-
through
we're gonna
it.
make up
because
shit
it
as we
doesn't
go.
matter.
Bardic inspiration reading.
So the owl's a father.
They might be running out.
Because
I don't
The
know.
owl's the father.
Let me look it up.
yeah,
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
mm-hmm.
Because can you imagine a little owl having one of them
I
coming?
wouldn't be able to fly no more. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
That's a
But
huge baby.
Have you ever seen? Now, do they come out of eggs or do they come out like alive?
That's a great question.
Maybe we could have looked into.
I bet Frog Yeetus would know. They know all.
Well, next time we'll have to get a library.
Library it
Can
is.
Fig feed the owlbear cub with like some jerky?
Yeah. I would say make an animal handling check, but it's not really technically an animal,
Fair
so
enough.
I would say make a sleight of hand check to make sure that you're fast enough to not have one of your fingers bitten off.
Cool.
Is the colonel still riding on the back?
Yeah.
So you've been informed about the colonel, right?
I have heard
18?
tales
An 18.
of the chicken.
The
Yeah, you're
celestial
able to
chicken.
kind of like take a little bit of the jerky that's in your bag and you kind of stick your hand out. And at first, the owlbear, you can tell he's like a little bit annoyed because the colonel's still kind of pecking him on the head.
I'm not telling him to stop.
And the owlbear kind of like
His
is looking
mom
up at him
did
like,
this to me.
but then he seems more interested in the food.
The same sound a Crispin makes.
He seems pretty hungry.
Why didn't we just
Yeah, his
feed
meal
him
walked
some
up
of
and
his
got away.
mom?
Damn, man. For a man of the cloth, that's grim.
Well, I mean, it's called the Circle of Life. Haven't you seen that play? It was in Baldur's Gate and Waterdeep.
That one where the baboon yeeted that little lion?
Yeah.
I did see that. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, up that cliff into all those animals.
And then the baboons took over. They're like, Circle of Life, bitches.
Yeah, it was called Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
Or the cheetah prince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monkey Yeetus.
Yeah.
Monkey Nita.
The original Yeetus.
I think we should take it with us. It's kind of cute.
You know, the more I think about it, there are a lot of
I wouldn't feel
different
right leaving it.
I wouldn't either.
entities out there. We need to.
Maybe there will be a deity called Yeetus
There already
in the
is.
Church of Yeetus.
Church of Yeetus.
The Yeetai.
Yeetai. That was a follower.
Those are like the Magi.
Instead of getting baptized, you just get yeeted.
Straight into a river.
I think that is.
We just created a religion.
I think that's Otis's religion.
That's
It is my
Otis's-
religion.
He
You
is a
imagine that going
Yitai.
to the town and
They
he
serve
gets
drinks
fucked.
in large
All right,
stainless
everybody.
steel cups with rims. and
Bring your
handles.
babies to get baptized.
Yeah, they're like,
They're called Yitai cups.
but you have to have like little bishops that'll catch the babies as you eat them.
No, just feather fall.
Well, they
That's
go
the
into the
goal.
water.
There you
There you go. Yeah.
Kind of makes sense for frog people, right? Like,
Yeah.
It does. This is perfect.
swim.
Swim.
And there's like a
birds.
bunch of like a rock formation in circles, and we try and yeet them into the rock formation. When you hit the center,
the ones that
If they
hit
don't
the
come back to the
rocks.
top, they don't believe it hard enough.
it's like Sparta. You
The
know,
ones
survival.
who hit the rocks were non-believers.
Do we have an intellectual
That's
property
Osiris.
disclaimer running across the bottom of the screen right
I
now?
talked to the producer.
I feel like the following is very small.
It's so
And-
stupid.
We got a notification from PETA.
It's all right.
We
I'm a
didn't
frog.
eat no animals; they were people.
Did we get a notification from Yida?
Inspiration.
I don't think I can get it though. That wouldn't be fair.
Otis might have like banged his head when they got tossed. It might explain a few things. Just a little
Yeah, that's what this bumps for him.
Bumps, bro.
Oh my
I
god!
thought that was your eye.
So yeah,
What?
What?
the whole way back to camp, just talking about how
Religion and
religion
owlbears.
and owlbears, and like
As I'm listening to all this, I'm like, Oak Father preserve me.
I think while we're walking back, Fig is actively using all of his rations to leave behind a trail.
Okay. The owlbear seems to be following. I mean, greedily snatching up all the snacks.
Yeah.
Fiora will assist, but she's primarily vegetarian. So, not sure how well that'll work.
I don't know if this thing's only carnivorous or not.
I feel like you're also like, how many hits to the head has Chris been taking in the past couple hours?
It seems to not be as interested in the vegetarian offerings, but still eats them. Bears are omnivores, and certain species of owls will eat pretty much anything they can catch, mostly live prey. But
I wonder if the
there's a little bit of
owlbears
that bear instinct
vomit
still in it.
up.
We'll have
Like
to go hunting
bones.
later.
Like in that other play, Evolution, when he was like, he vomited the loogie up and it was the baby.
Well, I've seen owls. Like if you see where you find like little like balls of hair in the
Pellets.
bones. Wonder if they do
Pellets?
that as out. Yeah, the pellets.
Ooh.
I wonder if the owlbears do that.
Probably.
That'd be
Probably.
a big hairball.
Man.
And what would have happened if he ate me? What would I ain't got. I just got beard and this beautiful hair.
If we keep it long enough, maybe we can find out.
That's true.
We're
We're
to
gonna do
hunt.
some science.
You know he'll probably eat you first. You're the smallest.
He's the smallest.
I have a gun.
He talks about not eating frog legs so much. He probably put a distaste in owlbear's mouth.
He's probably scared of fire. It's okay. I'm not gonna test that, but
Well, he saw what it did to his mother.
So you guys make it back to the to the camp area, and the owlbear cub is kind of following along, sort of on the outskirts. It's not quite coming all the way in.
this entire trip, Fig's going to try and tame this owlbear cub. You
Nice.
guys are all doing your own thing. You're just gonna be like every day actively trying to get this thing's trust.
Then it's gonna turn on us.
You guys are able to
Just
go
like
to sleep
Clyde.
and get a long rest
Woo.
if you have not done so.
Yeah, that owlbear fucked me up.
Oh, did it?
If I was like
25 hit points.
If I was 10 feet closer, it would have done the same to me.
Yeah,
But
that howl.
I was
Okay.
far,
You get that
far
every
enough
single
away.
time as a human.
Yeah, that thing sucked.
So it's
Navenna.
plus
No, you just gotta reroll a dice.
Oh,
That's not my name anymore.
What is your name now?
Fiora, you just called me Navenna.
You get inspiration.
So it's just plus
Well,
one.
You mentioned Navenna earlier.
Yeah.
that's where it came from.
Just gotta plant the seed. Just plant the seed.
Fiora. In the early morning hours, you feel inspired before the sun rises up over top of the cliffs and over the treetops. Something kind of wakes you up out of a sleep. You're not sure if it's just all the excitement from the evening, or it feels more primal than that. It feels more instinctual. Something about nature is kind of calling you out. What do you do?
Sit up, get up, take a look around, see if there's anything off.
Everything seems like it normally should, but as the nighttime sky is beginning to fade just a little bit as the sun rises, your gut instinct is drawing you to the west, towards like the edge of the forest. What do you do?
How close would that be to?
It's
where we
maybe
camped?
50 yards or so.
All right. Is anyone on? I'd assume we have someone on watch.
No.
We don't have anyone on watch.
Crispin fell asleep, didn't wake up the next person.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You just find him the next morning, like drool and like blood.
Snot coming everywhere. The owlbear's licking it up.
And every time he's getting licked, the colonel's like pecking at the owlbear like to keep him away so he's not taking chomps out of me.
I leave Omen with nearby everyone, so that if something's wrong, I can tell her to wake them up.
Okay.
And then I go investigate.
As you go to investigate, you immediately have the feeling of being watched.
Anyone out there?
There's a little bit of ruffling up in the taller branches of the trees. You feel that this is like a deliberate response.
Do you want to come down and have a chat, or you gonna stay up there?
I think it might be best if I don't.
I'm pre-selected.
All right then.
I wouldn't want to frighten you.
That's all right. How about your name?
Who are you?
Fiora.
You are a child of nature.
Yes.
You have a creature in your midst that does not belong in your world.
You're speaking of the owlbear, Cub.
Yes. It is a abomination.
Well, I've noticed it's not exactly natural.
No.
Do you know what it is?
Owlbear. I need to restore it to the natural order. Send it with those of its kind.
I believe one of my friends has taken a shine to the cub and wanted to care for it.
Dangerous pet.
Can't argue that.
Do you have a pet dragon?
He does play with fire.
Do you feel he is up to the task?
I feel that he believes he is.
You wish for me to entrust you with this creature?
I think I'll go speak with my friend, get his opinion, since it's...
I didn't ask your friend. I asked you. You hear the sound of what sounds like muscles sort of straining and bones almost sort of like creaking in a very slow, methodical kind of way.
Stand up, stand over a little bit straighter. I don't want to show any weakness in case it's trying to intimidate me. You would take it to the rest of its kind? There are more owlbears?
Others of its kind.
Will you wait here for a moment?
Are you bringing the beast?
Haven't decided yet.
If I leave, it's your responsibility.
I understand. I'll be back in a moment and give you my answer. I'm gonna go wake Fig up.
Okay. Huh? What?
So, yeah, something wants to take the owlbear cub.
What? What do you mean?
Like, I don't know. It said that it wanted to return the owlbear to more of its kind, I suppose. I wanted to see how certain you are of being able to care for a creature that's going to grow to as large as the one we fought.
I mean, I had that doll. I took care of that thing pretty well, right?
It's psychotic.
To be fair, you don't know that Fig had anything to do with that, though.
I was gonna say, either way, either he didn't do anything with it, which is not a point in his favor, or he did and it's psychotic and it's also not a point in his favor.
I don't know. I mean, I think I could do it.
Do you plan to set it on fire?
No.
Okay, he's good.
I don't set things on fire that I like.
Well,
Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta set Crispin's tent on fire. Just kidding.
well, whatever this creature is, it's insistent that if we keep it, we're keeping it for good. It's not going to come back and offer to take it away again. So,
Okay.
You're good with that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun.
I am wary of this plan, but okay. All right. I guess I'll go back to the edge of the forest.
Okay.
I think we're going to keep the little one.
Great responsibility. This is.
Yes, especially given how large the mother was.
These creatures are suffering in their creation, suffering in their lives, made for the purposes of the greedy, the selfish. I offered to take back. Are you sure? Should you fail, you will have angered the spirits. And then you hear like a multitude of voices kind of around your head.
I had those after my concussion.
I don't think I have them. So you're saying nature spirits would be upset that we were trying to help a small, somewhat defenseless creature?
Only if you fail in your task. If it harms the innocent or turns out evil.
It's an animal. I don't believe it can be.
That's where you're wrong. It's not an animal.
Not in the traditional sense, but
You are an animal. Men are animals. This is neither.
you're saying
It is a crime against nature. You not raising it in a proper manner would be a crime even further.
I'm not raising it.
You are the one I asked. Therefore, child of nature, your responsibility.
You never told me your name.
Moloch.
Does that ring any bells?
Make a religion check
What was the name?
or a nature check. Mullock.
Mullock.
Not
I'm
exactly
going
how
to
it's
use my inspiration.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna have to roll high.
Yeah, which worked for Fred.
I crit.
Oh my god.
Okay, you said
Mullock.
nature or religion?
Mm-hmm.
24.
24. Mullock is believed to be a god of the forest.
Okay, so legit.
He is worshipped by some druid groups. Some elves recognize him as they've referred to him as the Great Owl.
Do I know of any, like, alignment, good, bad, little of each? Depends.
Mullock is considered a very spiteful god against those who disrespect nature.
Oh, great.
There
so
is
that
no
thing's
mercy.
gonna Piss me off. Get pissed off at me.
But it does have a fondness for those who dwell in the woods. It sometimes will change shapes. You've heard stories. It'll take the shape of a smaller owl to guide someone who's lost, or to take the shape of a much larger bird of prey to scare those who don't belong.
Is Moloch aware that Crispin peed in the forest and then passed out in it? And
Probably.
did that anger him?
Probably.
I mean, pissing is natural. It's
Yeah.
probably.
Well, disrespecting nature. I just want to be clear.
It was on a poison ivy.
The bigger
How
evil.
much disrespect?
I wonder if he knew.
So as you're
her.
kind of like looking through the trees, drawing all this information that you have, you kind of peer in through the darkness and you see two large yellow eyes sort of peering back at you that you didn't notice at first. They sort of blended in.
You said that it's suffering,
Their kind suffers.
and you would do something to assist them with this, ease this suffering?
Send it with its own kind. They are not of the natural world, but they live in my woods now.
Fair enough. All right. I don't want to mess with your pet, but I don't.
What would you do? Not what would he do? It's like what would you do? Not like
Out of character, I don't want to choose for him. At the same time, Fiora would be like, no, send it away. That's why I'm conflicted.
I think. Never mind.
So. All right. I'll have my friend say goodbye.
If that is your wish,
We'll bring it over.
very good. Wisdom flows through you.
Not sure it was the correct choice, but I think. I don't know. We'll see. And then I return to the others. I'm sorry, Fig. I think we should send him away.
What? What do you mean?
There's a forest god who has been
Frog eat it.
Not
You
that one.
win.
What? I just sometimes
He just says that in his sleep.
What I say?
He
I was having a
Just
dream.
mumbles.
just
Frog
mumbles
eat
that
us
in his
in
Frog
sleep.
eat
He's been taking care of the owlbears since they're not exactly natural creatures. They suffer. He's spiteful to outsiders, but generally fond of those who live in his forest. If he thinks the owlbear would be better off with him, then I think we should let him go.
I guess, if you think that's the best choice.
Honestly, you saw how big that thing was? How are we even gonna feed it?
I have a lot of gold.
Yeah, that's not gonna take that long to run out of that.
I guess. I can always get more. I think I got this lamp.
This is true, but I think it would be...
As you mention the lamp, you feel that it begins to get warmer in your pocket.
You good there, Fig?
Kind of just pulls it out. I don't know. This felt get warmer.
It's definitely warmer.
He just like places it like on a table or something nearby.
Does it do that a lot?
Sometimes I don't know.
Maybe we could find you a pet that's slightly less, that.
Yeah, maybe. All right.
We can walk him over if you want, so you can say goodbye.
Sure. He picks back up the lamp. Is it still hot or any hotter?
It's about the same temperature.
Oh, it's weird. Kind of just like puts it back in his pocket, I guess, but it's a little uncomfortable.
It's not getting any hotter.
Yeah, it's just a bit uncomfortable. It feels like peed his pants or something. It's like that weird warm feeling. Yeah.
There's a lot of peeing.
I mean, I knew I was getting into D&D where anything can happen. I just figured there'd be less pee.
We're getting away from the fart and poop jokes. So.
Going to the other side.
Yeah.
We were number 2. Now we're number 1.
It's a solid number 1.
Alright, well,
Better than liquid number 2.
I guess Fig will walk with you back toward wherever this thing you said is, at the very least, just so I can say goodbye.
Yeah. Probably still, like, using food to sort of guide the owlbear over.
It follows. It seems to be like this bottomless pit of hunger. It just gobbles, swallows up everything that you give it almost whole.
Moloch?
Moloch is here.
Here's the little one.
Does it speak in common?
Is speaking in Celestial.
Ooh, I speak giant.
Can I try speaking in Sylvan to it?
That is so
Sure.
close.
Do you speak Sylvan? Okay.
Fig just has a single question to ask it. Do you promise that it won't suffer?
You speak in the language of the nature spirits. How do you know this tongue?
I'm not from here.
You are a child of nature too? You seem to be attached.
I don't know. I think I do have a connection with it.
You wish to keep it.
I do.
I proposed the same thing. I proposed to the other child of the forest. If you don't do right by this creature, you will have angered a god.
I will raise this thing like my parents raised me.
As you wish. Then you see this sort of like misty, almost stardewy type of substance sort of like dissipate up into the sky.
I'll turn to Fig.
You've been blessed with the blessing of Moloch.
Wow.
You have advantage on nature checks as long as you are within 50 feet of the owlbear cub.
Cool. That's pretty sick.
Nice. Very cool.
So turn to Fig. How do you always get exactly what you want? It's kind of impressive.
I don't know. I just speak with my heart, I guess.
Well, honestly, I'm still not sure it's a good idea, but I really didn't want to take him from you either.
He's hungry.
Otis and I are gonna have to go hunting.
I'm gonna have to buy some more rations when I get back to town. Do you speak Sylvan?
I do.
Well, you heard that then.
Mm-hmm.
You've never heard Fig talk about his parents before.
No, I won't say anything if you prefer to keep it in private.
I don't mind.
The silver fox.
It's a very
On the bright
fluid
side,
situation.
If we ever need to talk and exclude everyone else and talk shit, we have a common language for this.
That's true. That is true. Okay,
Don't
cool.
think I speak silver.
No, you speak Yitai.
Yeah. Yup.
Yeah, I do.
He's been doing dual
From the
lingo.
clan Yitas.
Yeetin.
I don't know why, but I think like Henry is a fitting name.
Henry the Owlbear.
Henry the Owlbear.
Javi.
You kind of feel like this tap on your leg, and you turn and you see Schmosby.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
I'm working on my accents and stuff, so it looks like we got another mouth to feed.
You don't even eat.
How do you know that? Did you ever ask?
Do you eat?
No.
Yeah. This is Henry.
But these boots are bitchin' though, right?
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
Look, we're gonna get one thing straight. I'm your favorite, and I get to ride him.
Always and definitely.
Fuck is Schmosby?
Okay, he can join us.
The creepy ass doll.
The doll that we put into a teddy bear.
It was
I
Max.
got you.
How Schmosby with red cowboy
You did
boots.
tell me about that. I missed that. section.
Obviously, you
Cool.
don't appreciate it like the rest of us. It's a How I Met Your Mother thing.
So as he kind of goes over to Henry the
Whenever I
Owlbear
appreciate you
cub,
for that.
the colonel is still there, and he kind of, all right, crazy godbird, move, shoo, 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 shoo.
The first word we all hear the colonel say.
First thing he says in common. He's learning.
You see this little tiny purple teddy bear, his eyes get real bright red. They begin kind of glowing, and his voice gets like real otherworldly.
I asked nicely. He's my new friend.
I think the colonel turns around and is like fluffs his feathers out in the chest, and he's like turns around and he takes his feet and is like he's scritching and just walks and like does the cock walk off.
The like weird drapesing shadow that was behind Schmosby sort of fades back, and his eyes go back to normal.
And you see like
I like that
cloud of
bird.
white shit come out.
I like that bird a lot.
Yeah.
All right, Henry, we're gonna go for a ride.
I think Schmosby turns around and the colonel's on top of the owlbear. Like he turned away from the colonel to look back up, and the colonel's on top of the owlbear. Like,
Look, we gotta get you a sidecar or something, okay? Would that be okay?
and then he just flies off because he knows now it's just kind of annoying.
I still like that bird. I don't know why.
So it's like Crispin's still like asleep while this is still going on.
Yeah, he had a rough day.
Yeah, I feel like he's just like.
But you guys rally the troops. You guys gather up your materials.
Does
you guys.
Crispin know about Schmosby, or is it like?
Everyone does.
Everybody knows about
Okay,
it.
I was just making sure. I didn't
Except
want
for Eldar.
Yeah.
Well, true. Yeah.
Oh,
And I was
oh
just
no.
asleep while this all happened. So.
Yup.
Bear Schmosby,
He's probably gonna have
architect.
So like we got it. You guys got a new goody two shoes. He seems like he can fight, though.
Feldar.
Feledar.
Like
yeah,
said,
I feel
fella.
like we need another front.
Look, if he dies, I want his boots.
Okay,
Okay.
that's a deal. I'll get them for you.
All of a sudden, it's like Elvin's coming back. I get your hoofs. I get your hands.
No, I just want his boots.
Gotta find a
I don't want his feet. That's weird.
Just gotta find a scientist neck to snap. I can't get over
You
that.
get another
We're
one.
gonna have a menagerie here
You get the
soon,
peach ring.
Fig. You've got
It looks just
a
like
talking
this, but
teddy bear
peach.
and now an owlbear.
Gives you a thumbs up.
We got a lot of pets.
Yeah. Dragon, bird,
Are we over on the
owlbear.
humane side?
Hey,
Bear.
mine's not like real.
Turns are gonna take forever now with all the pets.
Ah, nah.
Where the hell's my pet?
You want one?
I don't.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not ready.
There's a discount on owlbears.
There's a discount on owlbears 2 for 1.
Yeah, let me get.
Hey,
let
we
me
can
get
go
the
back.
Let me
Too
get
bad
the
you.
second one.
Too bad you're not
I
Elvin
thought he
anymore.
was just really quiet.
You could go back and reanimate the dead one.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, if Liz was here.
I know where you can find a zombie owlbear.
Name him Harvey.
Name him Harvey.
So as
not
you
that
guys are
big of a
kind of
fridge.
waking up, you see Schmosby riding on the back of this owlbear cub. For whatever reason, it seems to take a liking to this weird little teddy bear. He
Oh,
seems
no,
to
it
be
is
able
evil.
to kind of communicate with it in a way that you guys really can't. You see him every now and then, sort of like leaning down and saying something to the owlbear cub Henry, and the owlbear kind of hooting in like delight. And then he's kind of petting his head and going in any direction that he seems like he wants him to go. With no harness, no saddle.
Well, there's something you don't see every day.
They're gonna kill us in our sleep.
Yep. A teddy bear riding an owlbear. He's got red cowboy boots on. It's wild.
All right, rise and shine. It's time to go.
No breakfast.
We can eat on the road. Schmosby is impatient. Schmosby needs to go.
Schmosby needs to quit talking in third person.
Crispin needs to stop being almost owlbear food.
Well, he got you there.
You want some aloe vera?
And maybe pick your friends better.
What do you mean pick my friends better?
Your bird's a jerk.
He's only a jerk to other jerks.
I like that bird.
And my head still hurts.
Need some more medicine?
So Schmosby is
I
going to
think
go
that's
and walk
causing
right
some
up
of
to
it.
Feldar wherever he's sleeping and right on his armor. You wake up and you see this like tiny little purple teddy bear wearing these like brown or red cowboy boots
Shiny.
and this like like this leather duster and a little vest. He's got his little hat on.
So, you're the new guy. I'm Schmosby. I'm the leader. I run all this shit.
I become immediately concerned and put my hand on the hilt of my longsword.
Now, there's no need for any of that. Sorry, one of my other personalities trying to get out.
Yeah, this is my friend, Schmosby.
Ta-da.
He's cool.
Hello.
Hello. So, we're gonna just like sit around here all day? You guys gonna go? We got things to do, right?
I promise you, the demon donkey was more likable
insane.
than this guy. And sane.
It's a little less creepy, too.
Yeah, but he can talk.
That's kind of part of
Well,
the
that was what's
reason.
nice about
yeah,
Clyde.
we
He
like
can
Clyde. He just
I
kept to
talked
himself.
Clyde a little bit.
You
Well,
did,
I mean,
but most of the time it's like
the
either he's gonna
colonel.
kick somebody in the face or he just give you a ride and just snorted at you a little bit.
You believe
maybe
this,
nipped
Henry?
at
They're
your
just
leg.
talking about me like I'm not even here.
We wish you weren't sometimes. It's
So to clarify, the demon donkey was better than the possessed teddy bear with boots.
I didn't design the outfit they did.
I'm pretty sure you had a hand
I
play
promise
in it.
you, every night before I
don't
lay
think so.
down, I question.
We're gonna do an exorcism.
as he's kind of riding up. That's not what I saw you doing last night before you went to bed.
That hasn't happened since the doppelgangers left the group.
Homo.
I gotta leave. Twin. I gotta go exercise the demons.
I am convinced that the group could use some protection,
You're probably right.
and I
Yes.
agree to follow.
Very well.
We
Reluctantly.
need a lot more than protection.
They
Because it's the
how much
fastest
how
path
much of
there.
your guys' main mission are you guys going to fill him in on? That's kind of up to you. Because right now, as it seems, you guys are just wandering the road with no true purpose.
So
Demon donkeys, possessed dolls,
he was part of the
Let's just take a
caravan.
group vote.
and
Real quick.
gamblers.
and gamblers,
Well, real quick, he was part of the
and a
caravan
kleptomaniac.
going north, right? So, would we have known him to be talking with the Tiamat people, or the?
You've
the
never
dragon?
seen him talk to them.
Okay, so I guess it would depend on like why he's here. Like, is he hired like we were?
He was hired muscle.
Okay, so we kind of like met in the waiting room of like hired muscles are us.
No, you guys noticed him more when you had been traveling for a little while.
Okay.
Anytime there was anything that needed assistance with, tree in the way or potential patrol needed to be made on the outskirts to make sure everything was safe, checking for bandits or whatever, he was usually like the first one to volunteer.
Okay.
Probably while we're on the way, we'd probably try to get some information from him, like talk to him a little bit.
Yeah.
Get a feel.
If we had a group vote right now, just to make it easier, I would say don't tell him too much.
Yeah.
That's kind of, at least until
Tell him
we
what
go
mission
through
we're on
all of it.
now.
Yeah, like a glossy overview.
So we're having like this little conversation together. Like, I feel like with Lynn, we're like, we still don't want to inform you with everything.
How much do you
Yeah,
know?
why would you tell him?
He's a paladin. They're kind of trustworthy, aren't they? Or supposed to be?
You ever meet
They're
Oath?
trustworthy until you kind of break their laws. If you break their laws, they ain't your friend.
Yeah, you ever met Oathbringer Paladin? Them,
Nah, but he met a Doranost.
Fuck you.
Ooh, got him.
I'm quitting.
I mean, I say we tell him a little bit.
Can't be rude.
Maybe not like everything.
At least tell him that what we're doing right now, just going after some evil people.
We should ask if he knows the one dwarf guy.
Oh yeah, we should do that.
Laddie.
Galade. Maybe we see how he feels about dragons first.
Can I interject the huddle and say, I feel like
He's
I've
just right
learned
next to us.
many things about Yidis, so if this is more about Yidis, we've covered that.
I feel like with the way Crispin and Otis talk to each other, like we're not very quiet, so we do talk a little louder.
You guys are pretty loud.
Yeah, and we're like, and we have no sense of who's surrounding us.
You think we should tell him? I don't know. We
Might-
should.
It's not working at
I think
all.
he might be trustworthy, but
We
we did let Lemmy in the group. I mean, what's
did we
wrong?
let him in?
But
He's
I feel
kind of
like this
like.
group is like
Can't get rid of him.
one goes,
Yeah, exactly. He's
I
like
feel
a
like
leech.
we lose one, we gain one. But this time we've gained two. We got an owlbear, and I'm still questioning that one. We have it.
It's a new intellect hour for you.
I'm hoping we can. I'm hoping we can get the teddy bear. We'll just drop him off at a toy store on the way.
I mean, if we're lucky, the owlbear's gonna eat the teddy bear.
The owlbear did develop a taste for you, so there's
If we
that.
tell him
There is
anything,
that.
tell him only holy stuff.
like
good stuff.
Frogita stuff.
Yeah.
So while this all is happening,
We were
I'll
talking
go
about
over
my
and
brother, so at least I have an alliance
or-
on that part.
be like,
That's
hey,
true.
Felidar, and I'm like, kind of lead him away from the group who's being very loud.
You guys
go a
don't-
mile
You guys
away.
may notice that
There's
she's
no
dragged him to the
stealth
side.
checks happening at all. It's
But
just
as we're talking, I think
all
we stray from that and we're like, did we ever find out about the owlbear? Like which one's which, or
Oh yeah, they.
Which came first?
yeah?
I think.
Is it an egg? Did we?
I think they
'Cause I
vomit
think
him up.
Egg of the Albert.
Fiora went into the caverns. Did she see the eggshell? So we're just now we're on.
This is like 15, 20 minutes.
We got bored with the first
So
conversation.
lost season 3.
Yeah.
Like,
There's like a
Who's
face
on
hugger on the bear
But now we bring
that
Feldor
infuses
into the
owl
group. We're like,
pellet
busts
into
out
the
the
belly.
chest.
so what is your opinion on Albert? Do you know the origination of him? And we just bring him over into the huddle.
and I'm
I got a
like,
question for you.
Yours no longer in the
I feel like if I enter the huddle, I'm part of the group. Like that's just been established. If we're discussing the origins of
trial.
owlbear, pellet regurgitation,
You can,
implantation.
you can make a history check to see if you know anything
This is how
about
IVF came
the
along.
origins of owlbears.
Okay. So let's
Make sure it's a spin
that
down.
one.
Not that one. That one. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing. Da-da-da,
A 4.
Yes.
First roll.
No one ever
You
gets
know-
to talk.
Less than they do.
Good. That's what I was hoping for.
So I assume you probably just go whenever one says something, you're like, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, owls and bears, duh.
Like if we asked him about the laws and the gods, he'd be like right on top of it. Anything else, like
Never
plants
got-
and animals, it's like, guess looks good to me.
Never
What do I
got to
know?
talk.
It looks green.
Science wasn't my thing in the academy.
There's religion, and then there's Hulk smash things. That's about as far as we got.
This
in
guy
the studies.
kinda
clearly
how
has never
owlbears
been
get made.
camping. He is not a hippie. Not at all.
Yeah.
So, as you guys are traveling, what are you going to tell him?
We'll tell him the mission we're on. That's
Well,
my vote.
You guys need to tell him the mission that you're on. Then don't tell me that you're going to tell him the mission.
I was just taking a vote.
All right, Lemmy. Since you're the new guy,
Oh, don't.
He's been here for a while now.
the other new guy,
How about
You guys act like he
other-
just
the
got
second-
here.
the
He's
second
been here
newest guy.
since like last year.
Not let me.
But don't make me
Gulp was
explain the
there.
mission we're on.
He's been here since last year.
It's been like a couple of months, like in game, a couple of months or something.
But still,
I know
new
he
guy.
was the new guy. He's now the less new guy.
second new guy.
Yeah.
So while they're all like
Like
talking
second
and shit,
breakfast.
I'd be like, "Hey, Philbar,
Exactly.
so what's your story? What are you doing out here? Like,
I serve to protect the weak and the innocent.
insight check."
Fair enough.
Crit.
Oh, wow.
jeez.
Damn.
It's the same dice.
Another crit.
You can try to roll against that if you want.
27.
It would be either a if you're trying to be dishonest, you would roll a deception check.
Well, I don't feel like I would intend to be deceptive.
Then he is being honest.
All right. Well,
The way that he says this, it was very emphatic. There was no wavering. There was no slight pause. This guy's Superman.
This man's Superman.
Not necessarily like he has laser eyes and can fly, but he wholeheartedly, 1,000% believes what he says.
well, it's good to have someone in the party who believes that, wants that, 'cause we're a little chaotic at times.
I think the word you're looking
I
for is
have witnessed
messed
such
up.
acts
Messed up.
several times.
It gets worse.
Many incidents with urine.
Whoa.
That's actually a newer thing.
That's a just today thing.
Yeah, this is just.
That just started today.
You had to be there.
Yeah, no, I think it's weird too.
I've also heard mention of gambling and several instances of imbibing.
Yeah, a lot of that, yes.
I feel like Kristen as the cleric's like, damn it. Like I feel bad in front of him. I'm like, "You a bad cleric."
I feel like
I gather that Crispin is a cleric. He seems like a monk.
You mean drunk?
Or
They got
a
a
friar
drunken. They have a drunken
that makes
fist.
his own barley drink.
that's more Otis's thing.
Yeah, you see, he drinks my drinks. And speaking of, if you're gonna join the fucks, you gotta have a shot to commemorate the joining of the group, so we know you're serious. Glug glug glug. What's a little guy?
One of us.
I will pour out for.
feller.
Oh, no.
I've seen him stabbed, and he never made the face like that before.
You might have just killed him.
Where's my gun?
You might have just got shot.
You might.
Why would you do that?
Because I'm 40 feet taller than you are.
Why would you do that?
It's to scale.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, look at that.
I am pointing my gun upwards.
Right in the sack. He has the red underwear, so it's like a good target.
Yeah.
You can see.
Yeah, it's really standing out like a
It's
flag with a
also-
bull.
It's also armored.
Wow. Good for you.
I feel like somewhere in the multiverse you hear like Skriznet. That's a cat piece.
I got me one of those.
What was that?
Does it have a cannon in it?
Second too.
His poor wife.
So I would hand you back your small goblet and thank you.
I don't like him.
I feel like there's
I-
like Crispin a little bit trying to hide like the grin. He's like,
He poured it out. It's sacred.
For the homies.
Fiora straight. Fiora straight said she wasn't drinking it, so.
All right, he can stay.
for the homies.
So that's all you had to say. Was
For
for my
Yeetus.
Or Yeetus.
Froggy.
For you, Yeetus.
Oh, let me go post that real quick.
Went out for the homie.
Someone clipped that.
For the homies.
I got it.
So we'll tell him a little bit. In conclusion,
Tell him what you want to tell him. Don't tell me what you want to tell him. I know the mission.
how
so,
you go?
So, and that don't make it obvious, but that shady group over there. Yeah, they're
I want to see a pretty girl.
Which one?
Not us. Not
The
us.
one that's not us.
the even more shady group than this one.
Okay.
They've done some pretty questionable shit down south. We've been trailing them to see if it's part of a larger thing. Theft, some murders, pretty basic, bad shit. So we took this job to sort of keep an eye on them, follow them, see if we can figure out what they're up to.
I can appreciate justice being served.
Depending on the individual members of the group, justice, curiosity,
Philanthropy.
excuse for bootlegging.
I ain't need no excuse. It's a family business.
Fig then turns around, bends over, and looks at Henry. All right, Henry, we're following some bad people. Keep an eye on them.
So Crispin has picked up some bad habits from Otis along the way.
Just a few.
But every time that we do get paid for a job, half of Crispin's money goes to like the church, the orphanage, or whatever. So every village gets like half his money, and then he feels like he's evened out for that.
Just gotta compensate.
I think after seeing you like talking to the group, Crispin's like, I need to be more, get better in my faith.
Hey, you want a drink?
Yeah, sure. I'm not gonna pour this out. I'll pour it in my mouth.
There you go. That's a good
medicine.
choice.
There's nothing.
It's medicine.
The homie's got enough.
Pouring out for the homies.
We're just gonna say my name's Homie.
That's perfect. Rebranding. I like it.
When he poured it out, Crispin was on the ground.
No, the colonel's over there. He's on the ground. Transference. I can start feeling it. Do we tell him about the like Tiamat stuff and
He's right
you
there.
just did. Who is Tiamat?
I guess we're gonna tell him everything.
Do you want better?
Why is Tiamat?
I mean, we've already told him this
What?
much. I mean, at this point, what does it matter? Like,
What you know about five-headed dragons?
Not much.
Cool, we hunting one. Because for justice and the homies. Because she's gonna kill the whole world. And we're gonna stop it. That's what heroes do.
Slay.
We will be slaying it, yes.
Dragons.
Probably.
Slay dragons.
Or-
No, not all dragons.
Or
Oh.
Like
Five-headed dragons.
Five-headed dragons.
Slay.
and
Slay dragons.
and an evil brother.
I feel that's like a side quest. Like, we can't get too tangled up.
I feel like he's gonna find us.
I feel like my foot's gonna find his ass.
You gotta get him into McNuggets.
He's gonna get a quarter pounder with cheese. Royale with
We-
cheese.
Took it right out of my mouth. Now, not all dragons is bad dragons. For instance, Rufus, good dragon. Who's your good boy? Yes, you are. If you hurt my dog dragon, we're gonna test the quality of your undercarriage protector, and I bet you I'm gonna win eventually.
I've seen Rupert eat some gizzards. He goes right for the gizzards.
If you ever hear the word, it starts with a J, ends with an iblets, clear out. He's coming. He's going.
I witnessed your dog dragon fight valiantly.
Yeah.
He is of no concern of mine.
He's called a dog.
I mean, he's kind of like my dog
I'm
pet.
kind of doubting his animal.
He called him a dog.
Did you?
Because he's like a dog, not a cat dragon. You know what I'm saying? You need some more medicine?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Five-headed dragon.
Bad.
South.
The cult's trying to. Those guys they're part of a cult. Yeah. They have done a lot of murder and mostly thievery. Murder was mostly incidental, as far as we can tell.
Yeah, a lot of burning of villages and stealing, like she said, and I guess given to the dragon itself or to their cause.
They're trying to. They're building a horde for this dragon, this five-headed dragon Tiamat, that they're trying to summon. And apparently, everyone will die in the world. Will die, if this happens. So, we're trying not to let that happen.
There could not be a more noble cause.
You'd think.
And then I just look around the party like,
Yeah. We're mostly
yeah, between
fine.
the bear, the owlbear, the little teddy bear, and the owlbear.
Yeah.
Otis is there like pouring out.
His big ass eyes just crossed.
He's like looking at the lid. It's like,
I feel like his eyes are kind of like Maz from Star Wars sometimes. They're just popping.
It's a trap.
It's a trap.
Okay. So, is that all that you wish to tell your new
I
friend?
think
sure we
that's-
could-
We'll probably fill in on
Yeah.
details as we go, but
Great. With that, you guys travel for a few more days, several more days, until you reach your destination. And that's where we're going to take a break. We're going to take a break for about 10 minutes.
10-minute break.
Let everybody
Take
get up,
notes.
stretch their legs, let the DM go to the potty room and things like that.
Yep.
the
And if,
loo,
So,
the water.
I guess you can put us on transition, or you for a minute, but
Yeah, we'll be back. I was gonna say I will put the intro screen on so you guys can listen to music, but that's
yeah, we'll be back in about 10 minutes.
Oh, you.
Nice.
Hello, hello, hello. We're good.
Cool.
All right, welcome back.
It's good to be back.
I like the 10-minute break, guys.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
I am particularly happy about the air conditioning.
They're good.
Personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
The
getting a little
vent
moody.
is-
I'm actually kind of
Right
liking, like, sort of in love with it right now.
Yeah.
It feels fantastic in here now.
Yes, it
Unlike the
does.
Taco Bell I ate at the other day, where the temperature was turned down to about 62 degrees.
Wow.
It was so cold, I almost left.
The temperature of the food?
No,
Oh.
of the
Oh,
restaurant.
wow, that's
Oh. Wow.
I'm like, no one else in here can be comfortable. It's not possible. It was as cold
It
as
was
it
that cold?
It was cold.
that's crazy.
Look, I'm a big dude, and I like the air conditioner just as much as anybody.
Maybe they're
I
expecting
was
you to
cold.
get like the taco sweats or something.
Yeah, you should have got the fire sauce.
The one, those two girls that walked in, the one was like real skinny, and you could just tell she hated it.
Yeah.
She was like not about that life, you know. It was kind of like walking into a walk-in freezer. I've never been in a restaurant that was that cold before.
That's strange.
Wow.
And the air was just blowing, just constant. You know, like it's almost summertime. I'm wearing my shorts or whatever, and I was like, I gotta go. I don't think I can sit here anymore.
Yeah.
Like this is too
You
much.
go to bite in your taco, it's already frozen.
I was
What the
eating.
hell?
I actually threw
Can
like
you
some,
put this in a microwave for me?
I actually threw like hotter
Or the
sauce on
dryer.
my food, like hoping that would help some. It didn't, but
Cursed by the goddess of winter in there. Goodness.
anyway. So, you guys have reached your destination. As you look out past the main road, you see it sort of like pretty much smack dead into this sort of like fork that kind of goes off in a couple of different directions. And deeper into the wooded section, right off the main road, is this roadhouse that you guys are looking for, the Karnath Roadhouse. You see a sign on it that actually reads the Karnath Roadhouse. The sign itself looks like it was written by someone in hand, like with just some paint, just with what they had. It's, you know, it looks like it's tattered, old, it's weathered. So this building looks like it's been here for a little while. The history of the Roadhouse, you're not really sure, but it's not uncommon for these types of buildings to sort of like be halfway points from like one town to another or one major point to another. In this particular instance, from what you have gathered from the other people who are traveling with you, this is going to be a place where some people are going to be dropping off a lot of the supplies that they brought to help repair the roads and stuff. Because as you guys were traveling, the roads did kind of get a little bit. They weren't as good as they could have been. It slowed you guys down, and then past this, off into the other areas, it definitely needs some work. But mostly the road leading back down into Waterdeep is going to be the main focus of them renewing the roads. You guys were basically hired again as muscle to make sure that no one, bandits weren't trying to take the supplies or try to take hostages, even though there's no real military targets, no real government targets. Now, observations that you made, since I did kind of fast forward through a little bit of this, is there is one particular member of the cult, a female tiefling, who continually seems to eyeball Lemmy with a sort of like disdain. You've noticed, and she has not really tried to hide it. It's like she has a grudge against you.
Do we all notice this?
It's very apparent.
Do I recall who this tiefling is?
You remember her from somewhere, not that you know her personally, just you feel like you've seen her before. Make a wisdom check to see if you can maybe recall an event where this person might have been.
Spurned love.
Yeah, let me get a dice out.
Yeah, this dark blue-skinned tiefling, who is a member of this cult, trying to blend in as, you know, hired muscle or whatnot.
Ooh. 12 plus a wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
How about a 13?
13. This tiefling was present when you sicked Laddie on the cult. back on your travels, when one of the cultists accused your group of murdering one of their friends, this was the tiefling that accused your group. You never got her name, but she seemed to have some sort of a, you're not even sure if it's like a close tie or a friendship to the person that was killed. As you all remember, your friend Jamna killed that person.
Okay.
So as a quick note, I've been casting, I think it was detect poison whenever we're about to eat anything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
after
so
the-
far so good.
Just, just in
Haven't
case.
we been preparing our own food?
You guys have
also?
been kind of very
Yeah.
cautiously preparing your own meals and whatever sort of rations that you've brought with you
Yeah.
or that you were able to scavenge.
Has he been with us since like hags and everything, or
No.
just for this trip?
Just for this trip. He
Okay.
joined up with them since Waterdeep.
Also important to note, we have a bar cart called Puddles.
Yep. Puddles.
How much money have we made on Puddles?
From the road tripping, we'll say 10 gold.
All right.
Hey, you know,
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Jesus.
I forgot about it
Yeah,
until
We
now
almost
too.
ended the campaign on that.
I think I wrote shipment of 4 barrels north to Roadhouse. I didn't write a contact though.
Yeah, we'll say 10 gold.
I feel like at this point, like we're more
You're looking
whispers-
for a contact near the roadhouse?
I think so. I wrote that I have a shipment going north, 4 barrels that they ordered maybe at the Roadhouse.
That sounds right.
Yeah, I didn't write down who it was to, who my contact was.
Your contact is someone that goes by the name of, you didn't ask, by the way.
Oh,
It's pretty typical of your guys' group. I tell you there's a thing and you never ask like who or what. And you're like, all right, it's
I don't know.
Yeetus. All right, we're going to go meet Yeetus.
I feel like I have been pretty good about asking about the contact. I guess I didn't that time.
Did you write it down?
I wrote shipment north, 4 barrels of moonshine.
Is there a name?
There's no name.
Then someone didn't
Let me
ask.
see.
It's the horse with no name.
It's possible that I did ask. I just didn't write it down.
It
I
is
did-
possible.
So,
But we'll see
agree.
how familiar this name sounds.
Okay.
The person that you're supposed to be meeting is someone by the name of Bogluck.
nope. Does not ring a bell to me.
Bog luck.
Bogluck.
Yeah, I didn't get that one down.
B-O-G Luck.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I've got bells and knock.
Nah, Bells and Lock is
You wear a helmet over your head?
who was Bells and Lock?
I feel like that was a bad guy.
It was.
Belzanock?
Oh, that was the eye.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
It just
Right.
says plate.
I was like, who was that? Where did I give you guys that
Yeah,
name
we're not
from?
apparently supposed to say that name or something.
He didn't. He said it out of character.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Definitely out.
Quick, say it 3 times quick and
You're like Megan.
Yeah, I didn't write it
Alright.
down.
Bloody Mary.
Sweet.
Okay,
That's
cool.
what I was
Back
going
on
for.
track.
Great. So,
Uh,
as you guys are starting, like many of the wagons filled with several supplies, not just the cultist wagons, but other supplies for the repair roads. Yes.
so, with this lady eyeing me up,
Yep.
I'm going to send a message using a cantrip.
Okay.
I know, I use spells now.
What's
Not
what's,
just swing.
what's the range on it?
You point toward 120 feet,
Okay.
but it's just going to our fellow over here.
Okay.
So I'm going to send him a message and say that there is a lady describing her, however she looks.
She is a dark-skinned tiefling. Her horns are of the color blue that her horns are. They kind of curl back and wrap all the way around her ears. They're almost black, but you see like little flecks of like when light catches them, it reflects shades of blue.
Okay. Obviously, I'm going to cast this at a whisper level because that's what it says in here.
Okay.
You know, on page 298 of the player's handbook. Top left, if anybody's looking for it. Message. Yeah, I know this is awesome.
This is you are
It's
really
happening.
exploring right
Yeah.
now.
Got
So
nothing to do
proud.
back here. There's
He's
no
starting to believe.
Actually being
You guys saw The Matrix, right? It's happening, guys.
phone.
He's reading his character sheet.
Holy shit, he knows what he's doing.
So I will cast message describing the tiefling, just like how you just said it, and I will just simply say she's been staring at you for a little bit.
Him?
Yeah.
Deception.
Now-
Make a
And he's
deception
back.
and he's back.
That didn't take long.
Bard versus Paladin.
I let the bard roll a deception check.
23.
You haven't learned your lesson on
So you can do it.
Well, if you
I have to do
if you don't believe what he said, you can make a contested roll against him using your insight. But if you believe him, you don't even have to make the roll.
But I would recognize it's his voice. And,
Oh yeah,
okay. I would have no reason to doubt.
got it. He 100% doesn't even doubt you.
That'll change.
Man, he's gonna get along great in this group.
Yeah. There will be insight checks from here on.
Yeah.
She's been eyeing you up. I don't know if you have past relations with her, but we saw her on the caravan before this. There's a little bad tension between us. Again, she's just been looking at you. I don't know if it's I love you eyes, but that's all I'm seeing. Don't try to be the hero.
Try to be the hero.
And that's my message.
Okay.
You can reply, and it will come back in a whisper that only I can hear.
Okay. I'm gonna have to try to think through any past recollections. There's definitely no love interest connection.
I forgot about that palette.
I will continue to watch her. That I can't promise.
Okay.
Like, are you sneaky about it, or are you just like at a wagon? You're like,
Yeah. And that's,
he's got the colonel. Good check-in. Good check.
yeah. So that's
Look at
all
you.
I'll say in my message. I'll leave it at that.
Okay. You see that there are several. You think they're probably like Teamsters and union people, if there was such a thing. They're all sort of working to gather these supplies. Some of them are going into the main roadhouse. Some are kind of going into this like little small. I can't even really call it small. It's like a side building, like a shed. It looks like it's a more insulated barn almost to maybe keep supplies. You would guess for that wouldn't do well out in the winter. You don't want your wood and stuff just sitting out in the winter all season. So some of the supplies they don't think they're going to get to right away are going into there. But you're not really sure exactly what's in some of these supplies. I mean, and they're taking them only in one or two at a time, allowing them to come in. They do their thing. The wagons come back out a few moments later. You see that there is a I would say like a larger presence. There's like one person who seems to be kind of like directing everybody with what's going on out here. You see he's probably about 6.5, maybe 7 foot tall orc.
It's Gulk.
No, it's not gold.
You miss an arm? No.
It's Cratch.
No, he's very like burly. Like this guy works with his hands. This guy is not afraid of a little bit of hard labor. He's wearing like a sweat-stained smock, and he has no shirt on underneath of it. It's just the smock going down like the front of him. He's got a couple of scars on the sides of his face. You're not sure if they're battle wounds or what they are.
I will cast message towards him.
Towards this person you don't know?
Yep.
Okay. What's the range
Now,
on message?
Before I do this, would I be able to change said voice? Or is it always my voice?
He's a bard. Performance.
I don't think that specifically says. Because it just says you whisper, so I guess that's up to the DM of that part.
This is either going to be really good or really bad.
I'm ready to find out.
I'm ready to
It's
run away from
120 feet. The target and the only target hears the message and can reply. It doesn't really specify, so I would say that it could be in any voice you want.
Okay. So he will get a message and says, "Hey, handsome, you've been working out?" That's what I'll send to him. See if he replies back. We're just gonna send out a feeler.
He immediately starts looking around, he able to reply?
Should be.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you can.
What kind of voice was this? Was this?
It was like
Was this a male voice?
it was
or-
like I don't know, like I would picture like a woman that smokes like 2 packs a day. A little raspy.
So give us a little Elvin.
Yeah. Oh, not Elvin. That's not Joe Pesci.
I eat 2 packs a day though.
I'm just picturing like the
Lil-
Marge's sisters from The Simpsons.
Yeah, that or the woman
that's
from
exactly, yeah.
Kingpin.
Yeah. Or Lily when she's smoking a lot.
loose.
when AI gets better, we'll change my voice that way. But yes, definitely one of the Simpson sisters.
Got it.
Marge's
We'll
sisters.
fix
Hey
it
there,
in
good
post.
looking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You been working out?
Which that might be a sexy orc voice.
That could be, honestly.
I have played an orc.
It's not.
It could be, but it's not.
My
You
name's
don't-
Javi.
You don't seem to get a response.
With an I.
I'll leave it at that.
But you notice that there's a little bit more pec flexing. And a little like when he bends over to pick something up, he prolongs his butt sticking out just a little bit more.
I feel like it's Chris Farley off the Chippendales one at the end. He's like,
Yeah. Trying to flex a little extra.
Is he still like staring around, seeing who sent him?
He's no, he's
Okay.
he's giving directions.
he's dedicated to his work.
And how far are we from him right now?
You guys are probably like the 4th or maybe 5th set of wagons in line.
Are the cultists like with us in the same group? Or,
They
like,
they already went in.
they want to be okay.
Same thing with that tiefling. She's already went in.
Mm-hmm. She was looking back again. You noticed that she was staring when she went inside. Are you guys doing anything, or are you just gonna wait your turn?
It's probably gonna wait.
Like, do we need to wait with the wagon? How many of us need to do this?
Well, I mean, I got delivery in this wagon. You know what I'm saying?
I understand. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. You didn't tell Feldar about our little party wagon.
No, he's a narc, man.
And this message, we're whispering.
It's the important stuff.
I'm like, because I seen what he did. I seen what he did with the drink. I'm like,
He does not respect Yeet Jesus's special stuff. Frog Yeetus.
but we don't have to justify it. We're keeping morale up on this road trip.
Yeah, we are. Puddles is popping.
There's a lot of puddles popping in the road, too.
Yeah, I mean, you're making a whole nother puddle in the woods.
Burn.
I didn't mean to bring that up. again.
That's old stuff. That happened like 18 hours ago.
Yeah,
3 days ago.
People don't forget. But
It was 8.
I just walk away after that comment.
sorry,
No,
I'm not
no,
sorry.
feelings hurt.
it was funny. It was funny, wasn't it, Rufus? Yeah.
So I assume you're just waiting for your turn.
Waiting.
So it takes a little while, as they're only allowing 1 or 2 wagons in at a time. You see them as they're kind of like entering in this large set of double doors, and this orc just continues to kind of like direct the rest of the people who seem to be working here what to do.
So it's going into like it's going into like a fenced-in area,
It's
or
going into a building.
Into a building.
Mhm.
Okay. Do we know if people are coming out on the other side or anything like that?
They're staying inside.
Okay, I'm gonna have just in case. I'm gonna have Omen just do circles in the air, high up, just in case the cultists end up leaving while we're still in line.
Okay.
You know, the last time we went into a building like this, there was a half-mad gnome in a skin bodysuit.
Yeah.
It's okay. We sold that. It's probably not.
Maybe
here.
it's best if a
What if
couple
it
of us
is
stay
here?
outside.
Well, that can't be every building like that, right? Or
What if
is
the
it?
people we sold it to send it here?
So to kind of give you guys a little bit of perspective, the width of this building is close to 100 feet wide, and it's 2 stories, right? This is not just like some little tiny shed.
Makes more sense.
You get it now?
I was thinking that it was more of a shed in the woods.
No, a roadhouse in the traditional sense is kind of like,
It's like a couple ODOT buildings where they stored salt. Like,
it's more like a firehouse. Like, there's beds there, there's a place to stay, because people live out here while they're doing their jobs. and the double doors are wide enough, like I said, for wagons to come in, drop
so are
off
we
whatever
gonna
stuff
go in
they're
there,
doing.
like put our supplies in? They're gonna like assign us beds, or is
You
that
guys volunteered to come and work and stuff, so probably, yeah.
We're on payroll.
All right. Well, we just need to make sure we're. Do we want to make sure our beds are close to the other group, or we don't want to make it too?
They know we're watching them.
No.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big in there, right? We can probably find them.
Have you been noticing that tiefling that's been eyeballing old Lemmy?
Yeah, I think she wants to, you know, bang, bang, bangity bang. Said
No,
bang,
it-
bang, bangity bang.
I think the only thing she wants to do is maybe grab one of your guns and bang him with that.
Well, that does go.
There was a lot of hatred in that look.
Well, like I said, bang, bang.
So you're saying a grudge? I got you.
Yeah, you know, there's two ways you can do it. Differently than the owl and the bear, though. Well, maybe they could.
I think that's called snowball.
What if it was the other way and we got it messed up?
Really?
So, as you guys are waiting your turn, you guys are the next ones in line, and you see that the orc is directing people to prepare your wagons, like making sure everything's sort of tied down. There's nothing sticking out of the sides to make sure that you guys can actually fit through.
I feel like at this point, Otis is going to be closer to the front of the cart because he's got
Sure.
special directions for his delivery.
Where are we parking the party wagon at?
Puddles?
Yeah.
What's coming with us? It's the one we're making the delivery with.
Oh, okay. I thought we had like two wagons. One we built.
No, we just converted the one wagon.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's all function now.
So we have a wagon that we put seats on the side, and we serve drinks as we're going down the road.
It's like a pub trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally legal things.
Yeah.
It's a
It's called puddles because like people can just piss off the side of it as they're going down the road.
I stand corrected. The urine started with that.
Yeah.
Yep. A couple weeks ago.
It's a cart in a bar, so effectively we made a car.
Got it. Damn. That's motivational.
He's never coming back.
I'm so sorry. This is your last session.
So this is D&D.
He hasn't even gotten a
It's
chance to kill anything today.
Nerds. Okay, so you see the orc. He kind of comes up and he starts looking for everything on the wagon. Who's in charge?
Yo. What's up?
This is your team.
Yep.
Very well.
Now, for you Science Park spot here, I got a special delivery.
He looks at you suspiciously.
That I'm taking to Bogluck. You look like you may have part in this delivery. You know what I'm saying? Jawfield? For the homies.
3 Bs.
Yes,
2
sir.
Bs.
2 Bs.
Some Bs.
A cornucopia of
I can't
bees.
remember how many Bs are in his fucking company name. Is it 2 Bs?
2 Bs.
2 Bs.
It was 3 Bs a while ago.
And now it's the 2 Bs.
Yeah. Because it's just, it rolls off the tongue
2
easier.
Bs.
Yeah, we had 2 Bs.
Then I'm Bogluck.
Well, hello, Bogluck. How y'all doing?
And he goes to shake your hand, and it's like an iron grip.
Jesus, fuck. You don't have to squeeze me that hard. But I appreciate it. The order, that is. Where are we unloading her?
Right inside.
Perfect.
We're on the outskirts of what we call legality.
I know what you mean. Yeah, so the shipment's inside the cart. The cart is not part of the shipment unless there is an extra fee.
We don't want your wagon.
Good. It was going to be a high fee, so I don't want to part with it.
Once you make your delivery, you can park the wagon outside.
Outside, everyone else parking inside.
The wagons will be leaving soon.
How do we know no one's going to mess with puddles here? Because, I mean, we put in a lot of time, effort, real estate.
Because if they do, they'll have to answer to me.
That's what I'm looking for. That's
Strap a
perfect.
bomb to it, so if they
And as you kind of like when he says that, he kind of like he flexes a little bit. And
Oh, calm
this
down
dude's
there.
sort of Terry Crews big.
I got the fries
He's
that'll melt
naturally
your
just sort of like
eyes.
glistening. And,
I'll cast message again. As soon as he flexes, I'll go, wow.
Why are you getting all flushed now? Are you that excited for the medicine?
I like punching people. I kind of hope someone messes with your cart.
Yeah, just don't let them break it though, because that if you're the protector and it gets broken, it comes out of your paycheck.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
So
don't think he really cares.
well, if our equipment gets damaged, the 2Bs cannot deliver any longer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
So you will all be staying tonight, yes?
Well, we're here on dual function. One was for the delivery, under the table. The other is an official capacity as we were hired a little down south to come up here, do some work.
The rest of these are associates of yours.
They're like my bodyguards protecting the medicine.
Who are you,
Uses that
Jay-Z?
term very loosely.
Well, you got an entourage?
Yeah.
Calm down, MC Hammer.
A little bit, yeah. People know me. It's a curse.
I think only like 8 people know you.
That's a lot.
And 5 of them are here.
All the people that know you, are they here right now?
Yes.
What? Some. But, a good smuggler is not known by many.
Well, Barty said that this is the best.
Well, it is. That's why we're bringing it here. Do you have the arranged payment ready to go?
What kind of a hack do you think I am? I wouldn't place an order I couldn't pay for.
I'm just saying, so we can get this rolling. I
He
mean, there's
seems
people.
insulted.
There's people waiting behind. I'm just trying to
Wait
get it
right
rolling.
here. And he walks into the thing, kind of leaves you guys to your stuff.
He's gonna snap you in half.
No, he won't. Man's an alcoholic. He needs his fix. He's gonna keep on ordering. He fucks with me. He fucks with the whole group.
As you're saying this, he's like right behind you.
I feel like we're side by side, and back to him, I'm like, why is he flexing his pecs all the damn time? I mean, I wonder if he's got nerve damage in his chest because they're always like popping up.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll start running boxes into the thing. Like,
Yeah, it's just like he's twitching.
He comes back with a small chest of it's a real common wooden just box. It doesn't even have a lock on it. I believe you'll find the required payment in here.
Perfect. You know what? I
don't
ain't
know
even
how
going.
much it was. How much did I tell you it was?
I think it's normally 100 per barrel.
How many did you buy?
4 barrels.
400 golds in there.
Okay.
There's a little bit extra in there for your troubles.
It's like 2 gold.
It was gonna be 50, but
It's a button and some lint.
yeah, it's a
It's a picture of him flexing.
Signs.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just a thong, but
Oh,
Nope.
Used.
Nope.
oh,
Yep,
it's
all
still
there.
sweaty.
you notice he's walking a little bit funny because he ain't got no underwear on now. No, there's an extra 100 gold in there.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right, you guys can take your stuff inside. I'll have my men unload all the wagons. You guys can rest up here tonight. There should be plenty of food, plenty of drink, maybe even some entertainment. People get bored, they like to fight.
Cool. Is there betting?
Always. Where do you think we are? Gambling's not illegal.
Perfect.
I'll give him
I feel like when he says gambling, we're all like,
so I'll give him
Yes,
2
I take
Side eye.
one. I take one step back and declare I wish not to participate in any unruly behavior.
me neither.
Just gotta come.
And I'm like, I'll be there.
What's
And then you hiccup and bubbles come up.
Fog luck.
Okay. I'll walk up to Bog Luck.
Bog luck.
Bog Luck. I kind of give him like a little smack on the chest. Especially when he's flexing. Not hard, like a friendly tap. You wouldn't happen to know what room that tiefling's staying in, right? She's been eyeballing my friend over here.
Listen, He puts his big hand on your shoulder.
Yeah. I feel like you're like.
I think you should
Your
probably
right buckles.
focus on the job at hand.
I'm just trying to be a good
I
man.
know that, Tiefling. You can't handle that woman.
Yeah, you can't handle that woman.
I mean, they're like, she is his Mrs. Jones. They got a thing.
Yeah.
I doubt that.
We all did.
She wouldn't happen to be like your girlfriend.
I am currently single.
I don't want to talk about it. And he runs away.
Right to the moonshine.
I mean, I may have said hey once or twice, but we've both been really busy and stuff.
Once or twice.
She goes to a different school. You wouldn't know.
She goes to a different school now.
I mean, look, we're just keeping it casual.
Okay, that's fair. She was staring at us.
It was mutual.
I might have got the wrong idea. That's my apologies. But yeah, no, I'm excited to stay in such a lovely establishment.
And he kind of looks around.
Yeah, I'm
Thanks.
like,
Thanks.
quit mocking him.
So as you guys are like bringing in your guys' wagons with all the supplies and stuff, you're now into what is the best way to describe it is like an open courtyard. It's crowded with lots of crates and barrels. There's stacks of supplies, like general supplies, not just new supplies. It's a little bit damp in here because you guys are not far from an area known as the Mere of Deadmen, which is a bog. It's a swamp. I lost my train of thought. Bog. Most of the main path through the courtyard, like all the supplies are kind of like kept up against the walls. They're out of the way, so everyone can kind of come in. And you see several of these like teamsters that are already here. They're sort of taking the supplies from the wagons and moving them along. What would you guys like to do? Do you want to try to find a place to lodge, or are you doing any sort of observing, or?
Can we find the cultists?
Yeah.
So the cultists are nowhere to be seen. Their wagons are here, though.
Fig.
Yeah. Do I notice their wagons?
Yeah. You guys have been following them for 6 months, 7 months. How long have you guys been playing this campaign?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
No, I just I'll go search their.
I was gonna say, Fig. They are unguarded. Loot
Passive perception. Who has
caravans.
the highest?
Probably
No.
me or Crispin.
I have a 13.
14.
Crispin's is pretty high.
Yeah, he's a cleric.
17.
17.
What's perception based off?
His
15.
is 17.
Wisdom.
Is he hindered because of his?
Oh,
Oh, it was
passive.
-5.
-5, so his is a 12.
So 17.
I've got a 15.
15. I'd say 15 and higher. As you're both kind of looking around, you notice that all of the crates, all of these supplies, they're sort of just stacked up. And most of these are just like the normal supplies that you would expect, right? Like, it's wooden crates, it's probably got nails, and it's probably got rope and twine, and none of the crates are actually labeled. You don't really find that odd. Most of the time, shipments aren't labeled. Sometimes more fancy or more expensive crates might be. People who are shipping, art or fine goods or sculptures or treasures might label a cult or put a family crest or a seal or something on it. But as far as nothing seems out of the ordinary, except several of the crates up near the front are all marked with the smallest, faintest, little strange symbol that none of the other crates have.
Does it seem like magical, like it's glowing?
No.
or-
Nope. Just seems like just a symbol. It's painted in some sort of a red mark. It doesn't really seem to have like a distinct shape. It's more just like a circle with like a slash drawn through it.
I'm gonna ask Fig. Hey Fig, you see that symbol over there? That little red slashy? Does that mean anything to you? Is that like a thieves thing?
Oh, true, because I do. Is that anything in Thieves' Cant? No.
Mhm.
Mm-mm. No.
Does that mean anything to any of us?
No.
Not even me.
Maybe we can get our bard. Ask around.
Why would it mean anything to you?
I don't know. I'm
Shady.
just checking.
Let's get the two charisma characters to ask her.
Mainly because of the X-Men thing.
Well, that would have been an X.
True. I'm sure. True.
I'm going to.
I mean, Chuck's not looking for you right now.
Damn it.
I'm going to try to kind of subtly, like not super obvious, cast detect magic. See if there's.
I mean, you cast detect magic, but you detect normal magic. Some people's items are magic. You know, the gear and stuff that you're wearing. Nothing really emanating from the crates.
Okay, so we already know that there is some magical items in the cultist stuff, so that might not be related.
It's not like it's gonna illuminate the crate. These crates are not like slatted. You can't see through them.
Yeah, but it that little bit of wood doesn't block out the spell.
Right, you can cast it, but you can't see through the box.
I can sense the presence of magical
It's the
effects,
same
though.
magical thing, but I mean, there's magic stuff in all the crates.
Okay, so they're all.
Yeah, like it doesn't tell you how strong the magic stuff is.
So, but some of them have stuff that's
Yep.
magical inside of them.
Yep.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
I thought you were trying to see if the seal was magic. The seal is not.
Oh no, I was just trying to see if we got Fig's dagger from their hall, so I was wondering if that's.
Some of the other just like normal crates have it too, but
Mhm.
several of the ones that are marked with the symbol.
Is
have
it is it like
Okay.
unproportionally more with the stuff that has X's on them than normal ones? So there are more magic items in the X's ones,
I'm
or
gonna-
magic coal per se.
I'm gonna have the colonel be on my shoulder. I'm like, you know what that means. And I'm just gonna like converse back with him. I'm not gonna get anything back from him, but I'm just hoping maybe.
As Rufus is up here, you know what that means?
Yeah, the colonel don't know anything. He might have been telling me the whole thing the whole time. I'm like,
So
yeah.
tonight we know the person who watches all the wagons, and he has just bought a large quantity of moonshine. So you know how I like to talk to people, and I can be distracting as my big ass eyes blink.
Distracting or like annoying? Are you getting those two words?
What?
I think
Huh?
it's the same word for him.
Anyways, what I can edge him a little bit into drinking some more and playing some drinking games, and as I'm distracting him, not annoying him, you can sneak over there, get a little look-see, see if there's anything real valuable
Inside the crates.
inside the crates, and if it is valuable, I get half for coming up.
I can't have. Well, it might be risky. Maybe I could at least look into one and see if I could figure out one.
Yeah, right. And if it's worth going to other ones,
Is that what we're here for? Is to look what's in the crates? Or
I mean, we're here
We're
to.
get as much information as possible, I think.
Yeah, and
I think we need to find out what that symbol means first before we go prying into those
Yeah,
boxes.
do
I
we want to
agree.
steal from people that are buying magical stuff? They have
That's-
way more money,
that's
way
the-
more power.
That's
Yeah,
the cultist
what if
crates, though.
what if he gets
And
around
it
the
might
boxes
not
and there's
be.
like some kind of magical protection to him?
We don't know.
Next
that
thing we know,
this-
we see a poof of like red hair or a little fireball go, and then we just lost our.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing's
And now you guys gotta
dangerous.
take care of a baby owl bear.
The whole thing's dangerous. You
That's
know,
my
it
next
doesn't come
character,
without
by
its
the way.
risk. But I think
I noticed that you get the least dangerous part of it. Though.
I have to go make friends with an 8-foot tall orc who tried to break my hand when we was handshaking.
Yeah, you're like a tenth of his size.
You call
Anybody
this
that-
a safe job?
Anybody that touches your hand that's 10 times bigger than you is going to hurt your hand.
Exactly.
All right, I got an idea.
Exactly what?
I have a dangerous job.
I've got a plan. You do that. You speak with the orc.
Yeah.
I feel like I need somebody to help me look out
Okay.
because I can't do this if there's cultists walking around. But I also need some of you guys to figure out what that symbol means.
I think we should get more information before we go messing with
exactly.
it. Because if it's not part of the cultist stuff, I have no interest in messing with it.
I thought it was though.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Okay,
If we
so
know-
there's
if
a
we find out the
bunch.
symbol-
There's a bunch of crates just everywhere.
There's a bunch of crates everywhere, but some of them have these strange markings on them. We don't know if it's for the cultists.
Okay,
Because
so
they got here before us, so they unloaded for us.
yeah, I heard this was all the cultist stuff lined up.
No, we
So
don't
I
know
feel
what it
like
is.
any number of you guys trying to figure out what the symbol means by asking around maybe could be helpful.
I'll send a message to Fig. Because I'm assuming he's right beside us.
He's gonna wear that message.
It's a good spell.
I didn't say it wasn't. I'm just saying.
It's been 29 sessions.
I wish you had learned how to use healing spells in
He's
the
got
last
some
session.
sessions to make up.
He's got some sessions to make up for.
Is our new guy going to be cool with this?
I have a proposal. I will not take part in any thievery. However, I will prevent anyone from harming any of you.
But what if they're bad?
That's where the protection lies.
Okay.
All right. So
Fair enough.
Here's what I think, and this is just me throwing this out there. Between myself and Feller, we're going to be the most honest-looking guys.
What? You got drool
I
and shit in
am
your
honest.
beard.
That's why I said that.
Honest looking.
I mean, a cleric and a paladin. I mean, if we travel together and we make, we ask about these symbols, maybe people are going to be more open to give us answers about it than some of our counterparts.
You suddenly hear like a crunching noise, and you look down, and it's the owlbear eating something that Schmosby is feeding him, and he's just intently watching you guys have this conversation. He can't eat, or he'd be eating popcorn.
Schmosby, I mean, do you know what that damn symbol is? You're the leader of this party.
I mean, I know a lot of things, but it's probably just a mock.
Do you drink and know things?
No, I don't have a urethra.
A urethra?
Yeah.
You drank through your urethra?
I have to pee it out, right? I also don't have a butthole,
You could sweat it out.
so that's why I don't eat.
That's why I don't eat.
He's a
gets
damn
stuck
teddy
in there.
bear.
Because if it comes back out his mouth.
I mean, Ted drinks in the movie Ted.
Listen, that play sucked.
He already told us that it bothered him. That it didn't represent him right. You don't remember that? You never listen to people.
Well,
I don't know that the symbol is necessarily any great thing. It looks haphazardly kind of drawn on there, but I'd say it's more of a mock.
We can just try asking the big guy.
They marked them for something, right? Clearly, they wanted them to stand out.
Well, maybe there's stuff. Yeah, they might be just stuff to help with the road.
Yeah, it could be anything. I'm not inclined to bother.
I mean, it
unless
is
we
weird.
know.
None of the other boxes are marked like that, though, right?
Well, now you make me double think what I just said. Schmosby, are you supposed to be helping us, or are you just?
They probably don't mean anything, but
Look, I'm working here, all right?
On what?
I'm trying to cause discord.
You're very good at that.
I know. It's my chaotic nature.
think that's where I get it from.
I'm not
Or
your
he gets
daddy.
it from you.
Does the markings
Well, maybe.
seem magical at all?
They're not.
They're not magical.
No,
I
they
use
don't.
We've checked.
The detect magic would have picked up on it.
Okay.
I have another option. I can ask the orc about the symbols.
It's probably a good idea.
I think you're probably the best person to do it besides myself. You know, us being honest people. Which I am an honest person. I'm not. I don't know. If
Yeah, you're definitely honest looking.
yeah.
Just wait till he's off duty.
I don't even think.
Have a
I'm
good
like.
time,
We can
you
just
know.
ask him
Chat.
about it. I don't think it.
In exchange for any information that I may provide, no thievery.
Oh.
They only
No,
have one
well,
thief in the group.
Yeah, the rest of us really don't steal.
Does it count as thievery if we are stealing things from a cult that has stolen said things before?
We steal your heart.
Stealing inherently is wrong.
I see.
So I'm curious.
Schmosby's feeding the owlbear more things.
You said that you wouldn't be a part of any thievery, but you also said that you would protect them to make sure that nothing happened to them. What happens if, as a result of their thievery, someone's trying to kill them?
The dilemma.
Touche.
Alright, guys, my
I
work here
I
is
am
done.
committed to protect the group. Yes. And that would be my first priority.
So, guys, basically, you can steal shit. He's got your back. He's just not gonna help you steal it.
And you're only looking at Fig when you say it.
He immediately looks at him.
You can take whatever you want. Look, he said he's not gonna help you carry it out, but he's not gonna let you die.
I don't think we need to put him in that situation. I mean, Schmozy's the leader, but do we have to listen to everything he says?
Or anything he said.
I feel like that was really good advice. Well, all right, Henry, come on.
Look, I've already not stolen from them before, and they seem to notice right away. So I don't
feel
think
like
it's a good
that's an
idea to
inside
do
check
anything
that you're
else.
going to fail with.
So,
You're saying that I've never stolen, and you're putting like grabbing stuff and putting it in your pocket.
There's like silverware on the table. He just like shoves it in his pockets.
I don't know. I've never done that today.
I haven't done that
Yeah,
in the past
I mean-
5 minutes.
Okay.
I mean, we can ask, see what the symbol
Yeah,
means.
we should ask.
I mean,
Might
what's
as
it hurt
well,
to
right?
ask?
Yeah.
If you're doing that, I'll give you Bardic when you go to ask.
And I'll give you guidance on top of it.
I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines.
So you would get
I'm
a
just gonna
dice
stay
roll.
away.
As soon as he turns his back, you're like, what's
We'll
loose?
have 1d4 for guidance and a 1d8 for Bardic, and then don't forget about your heroic inspiration.
Hey.
If you needed it.
If you did, yeah.
Hey, man, blast from the past.
Oh yeah.
I thought I threw those.
I thought I threw this away. Damn.
There's your bardic inspirations.
Where's my dice?
Is it 1d8, right?
Yeah, where's my dice?
What are you talking about?
Dice you're gonna make.
You don't want him.
It's probably with the dice tray. The dragon.
We got healing word right here.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you guys won't need that. No one casts
So
Wait, we heal?
I do occasionally.
We do have 3 healers.
Right.
that. But she cast it begrudgingly. Shit. I wanted to do stuff.
I'm not a healer. I'm a backup.
And
So before
But you're really good at it.
he's really good at it. I'm
Yeah, he
mid.
can just, here's one hand.
Better than
That'll
most
be
druids,
your
though.
guidance.
I'll cast enhance ability charisma on you right before we do it.
dude's buff.
I mean, I guess we're probably gonna
He's
get a
gonna-
long rest after this.
It'll give you advantage on any persuasion, any charisma rolls that you
Well,
need
we
to make.
did take a long, we've had a long rest
Okay.
anyway.
If he gets 2 ones, do we just end the campaign entirely?
Entirely.
Sure, we can.
Okay.
Oh,
You guys can
1
roll
in
new guys and
400
we'll start a whole new game.
1 in 400 chance.
My -5's gone, right?
I like these characters.
Hasn't been 24 hours.
Huh?
Hasn't been 24 hours yet. You gotta.
It's been 3 days since we traveled.
Oh yeah.
Oh right. That's a fair point.
Then if you knew the answer, why did you
I
ask?
just wanted to double check.
Time is relative.
It's only been like 40 minutes. No.
It's only been 40 minutes. It's been 24.
I'm calling bullshit.
Next week.
You can maybe next week you get your stuff back.
Okay, I'll put it back on there.
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Murloc it is.
To fill Otis in, I'm talking to the orc
Cool.
before you get him drunk.
Okay. Do we think the orc is the best person to know?
So as you guys are like
He
figuring this whole
seems
plan
like
out,
He knows things.
I'm gonna
And he
do
drinks.
some DM
So he
stuff.
drinks and he knows
Okay.
things.
you hear a couple people coming down from the upper level. Now that you're kind of more observing besides the crates really seem to draw your attention. And there are 3 sets of steps in this chamber, and then there's a door that leads to. It's pretty much adjacent from the double doors. You're thinking it might be some kind of an office or maybe like a main headquarters for whoever runs the joint. So probably that might be where old or Bog Luck hangs out. And then there are several smaller doors kind of all the way around it. And you think that these might be like bedrooms or rooms for people to stay while they're working here. The stairs that lead up, you're not sure. It's going up to an upper level, which will probably mirror the building since it looks symmetrical. Nothing's like hanging off the edges of the outside from what you saw when you were coming in. So it would probably be more of another large kind of common room, or maybe kind of lofty, like looking down. So a couple of people start walking down the steps. These are cultists.
Is the tiefling with them?
No.
Is Resmir with them?
No.
Keep an eye on him.
They go over and approach Bog. They're having like a one-on-one conversation.
I want to.
Can we hear this?
You can hear that they are speaking, but you would have to.
So you speak Celestial, right? I'm gonna send the Colonel over, like just like he's just scratching, like and just like go over by the cultist and like pecking around, and that way he can eavesdrop. Hopefully she can talk to him, and then she can talk and we can figure out what they're talking about.
It sounds like he was like breaking it down at an EDM show.
I'm having flashbacks to the breakdancing Olympics. A little bit.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you
You
kind of
see the Colonel.
you
What's
kind of give the
Chicken
colonel
wing.
this sort of
His
like
new name is Ray Gun.
I don't know. You guys sort of have this unspoken sort of language. You guys have been together for a long time. He always just seems to kind of like know what you want him to do without you actually saying it. A lot of times you say it just so you have someone to talk to when you were
I think that
mostly by yourself
that's
traveling.
what weirds out a lot of people, is just be talking to a chicken.
Yeah.
And then I pull my little bag that I carry with a little bit of chicken. I always keep full of chicken feed up, and we're just sitting there like, and I nod my head like.
And yeah, so he wanders off very, very colonel-like, with purpose. And he's kind of pecking around, scratching at the dirt. He's just like doing normal chicken stuff. He nothing seems odd about him at all.
He's fucking ninja. Fucking ninja chicken.
After a few moments of their conversation, they wander back and they go back upstairs. And Bog he kind of looks down at the colonel.
I think the Colonel looks.
Somebody
like
lose their chicken?
That's mine. That's the Colonel.
No, I thought it was dinner.
Yeah,
that's
me
probably
too.
not a good idea.
No. I mean, I wouldn't eat
No,
your...
I'm not threatening.
I wouldn't
you.
eat your dog or anything. If this is kind of like your dog, then, you know,
He's like family to me.
fair enough. I had a frog. Well, it was more like a toad.
Really? You
Oh, yeah.
Guys that close?
in captivity?
Well, I mean, he lived in the yard when I was growing up.
You kept him in a yard?
Well, like the whole, we had a pond. Well, it
I think what he meant, but he
wasn't
free,
like
he
our
just knew
pond.
it.
It was like, behind our house, and I would go out and visit him all the time. I called him Warty.
Huh. You didn't eat his legs, did you?
No, he was my friend. Why would I eat his legs? That's weird.
See? See? Thank you.
I never said I. Oh yeah, I did.
I used to bring him flies and, bugs I could catch. And be like, here. He was so cool.
Guess I'll allow it. He was probably pretty cool.
I mean, he didn't talk, but
He had his own language.
no, it was mostly croaks and ribbits.
What do you think that is?
Noise? I don't know. Anyway, you guys can have your pick of rooms. There's some more up on the upper levels. Mess hall's upstairs.
Upper level? We doing some upper decking?
What's the
Upper deck.
how many to a room? How many beds?
That's a good question.
I would say they probably got bunk beds. Like,
Oh, I was just
They do have bunks for at least 4 people, and some of the rooms are a little bit bigger. They can sleep up to 6.
I was just thinking if we took 2 4 bunks, then we could have some people at the top and some people at the bottom keeping an eye out.
if we got the sick bunk room, all of us could fit in one room.
Yeah, I was just meaning more keep an eye out on our mutual friends. The 6 bunks would probably be safer.
I don't care where you sleep. A lot of empty rooms. If you don't need anything else from me, I got a lot of things to do.
Oh, we might have one more thing, and I'm like, oh, but feller.
Ting, ting. You guys go get established. Find a room.
We'll get you the top.
I'll stay
bunk.
behind.
Top bunk.
I think as we're walking away, I think Top Bug gonna be rough on him trying to get up there with the armor.
Well, he's new to the group.
You should be
he's
that.
gotta be a little
You like the
hazy.
smaller people should get to top
he a
bunk.
bed-
I
Is
don't
he a
know if he's gonna
bedwetter?
like fit in the bottom bunks. He's a pretty big guy, you know.
Yeah, but
Did he have a Pepsi?
He's-
as we're walking away, we're just talking about this. You know what this leads me to think? Like,
What?
owlbears.
Yeah, like the bear could be the one on
Oh,
top,
my-
right?
Yeah, like you don't want. Do you really want the bigger one on top? And
You know,
just hear us
sometimes.
trailing us off as we're-
Not in front of Henry.
Don't talk about that.
Okay,
He's not
Colonel,
old enough
what's
for
up?
that.
Earmuffs.
Yeah.
Guilty.
Are you speaking in Celestial?
Yes.
So you get back the following words. The Colonel doesn't seem nearly as distressed now, so he's not rushing to try and get words out. He says to you, he doesn't say anything in like a complete sentence. The only words that he says he could pick up was strong room, tunnel, lizard folk, and bog luck.
Okay. I'll keep it to
They were
myself.
pretty quiet.
I'll keep it to myself until we get into a room.
Okay.
So, strong room,
Mhm.
tunnel,
Mhm.
lizard folk,
Mhm.
bog luck.
Mhm.
Interesting.
So as you guys are like trying to find rooms, you see that there are several people sort of like, I wouldn't say really claiming, but basically like this is my room. There's some people that look like they've been here for, they're already pretty established. They've got their belongings kind of, you know, in these various trunks. The rooms are, they're nothing fancy. They're very basic. They serve, you know, a function.
Do
They're-
we find one with 6 bunks in there for like ourselves?
yeah, you guys could find one like
Okay.
that.
If not, I'm willing to pay somebody to, like to vacate the room just so we had one with 6 bunks in it.
It doesn't seem to be a problem. Most of them seem to be traveling groups of 2 or 4. I think you guys have probably one of the larger groups of people that want to, I guess, stay together. Other than maybe the cultists. The cultists look like they're occupying a couple of the larger rooms too. All the doors are kind of open. No one, because everyone, like I said, they've just all kind of arrived. They're unpacking some of their personal belongings. So as you kind of like find one of these larger rooms, you notice I guess you would call it, so there's going to be 3 sets of bunks, right? Double bunks. There are some small like foot lockers, and there's a couple larger ones sort of in the back and between the two. And again, this is probably just going to be for personal belongings. There's some very basic bedding. And I mean, it looks almost military ward kind of like it's just a place to keep your head dry and you know, a place to rest, and that's about it. It's nothing fancy. It looks comfortable, but not. You wouldn't want to live here, you know.
Don't store a jelly donut in your foot locker. I heard bad things can happen.
That is true.
You see several of the like. You guys have sort of positioned yourselves and the room that you have to where you're kind of across from some of the cultists, to where you can kind of keep an eye on them.
Laying head down, like we could look out the door right into their room. Like,
Not exactly. So the upper level, like I said, these rooms kind of go across the, you know, the walls. They're not like in the middle or anything. So along the far, I would say like the west wall of the building, there's several rooms, and then on the northern wall, there's about not quite half as many rooms, and it forms more like an upside down L. You guys take one of the larger rooms, and like a couple rooms down, you're not next to them, but there's about 2 or 3 rooms in between yours. So you're not quite at the apex of the L, and they're not either. You're on like the northern side, and they're on the western side.
so we don't have like one that abuts right next to theirs.
No, but you could if you wanted one.
I think once I noticed that there. I'm like, well, maybe we just move down one more room. I want one that abuts, maybe that we can like eavesdrop or.
Okay.
They'll be able to hear us.
That room in between you guys is actually empty, so.
All right, we'll move into that one.
Okay. So as you're gathering information from the Colonel, the orc is still down in the lower area.
So I stayed behind as they went and picked up the broom. So I'm gonna ask the orc a series of questions about the general layout of the place.
What kind of questions would you like?
So I just want to make it pretty basic questioning, like how long has the roadhouse been established?
Oh, the roadhouse has been here a long time. I'm not really sure. I don't own it or anything. I just work here, you know.
And you mentioned that you run security. Are there
Oh yeah.
any others?
There's a lot of bandits around here. I have some guards that work here with me, but they also do some manual labor whenever I need anything repaired. About a dozen of them. You may have seen some of them sort of drapesing around. Again, they're just hired muscle.
And as you're getting carts from all over the countryside, how do you determine friend or foe?
In what regard?
Their intention of bringing their supplies into your warehouse. How do you determine if it poses a risk?
I have a nose for danger.
So I'm going to switch to speak orc.
That's not a giant.
Not a giant. And I'm going to ask the same question in orc.
If you need me to translate in Luxodon, I can do that.
And campaign's over.
He replies back, your accent is a little rusty. You speak a dialect not from around these parts. Everyone that comes here is friend. Or they have to deal with me.
Okay.
And as he says this, you see that he kind of puts his hand now down on a short sword. And you notice that the short sword itself it's a little fancier than like just your standard issue short sword. The scabbard, more than anything, really kind of stands out to you. It's decorated with this sort of like dragon, resembling the designs of the scabbards that you guys, well, you wouldn't know, but they would. They've seen them before.
Okay.
Interesting.
You're just really intrigued by this scabbard and how it has this like dragon like emblem, sort of like metallic sort of thing like wrapped around it. It's very noticeable, but even more so when he puts his hand down on his sword.
All right. So continuing in orc, you say that all are friend. I trust and believe that that is true. Therefore, I am also a friend. I feel it is only right, as you are the head of security, to report a concern. I've noticed strange crates with markings unlike many other carts. I feel that this is out of place. I want to ensure the safety of all who reside.
Make a perception check.
Oh, this is perfect.
Damn it. Like,
Don't forget you got guidance and.
Does he have to use it on the next roll?
You don't have to.
Okay.
No, you can use it.
Yeah, you can pick when you use Bardic whenever you want. To.
Bardic, I believe the
And-
new Bardic, you can choose. You can choose to only use it if you fail. You don't have to use it if you like. You can find out if you fail or
And
not.
guidance, you have that for an hour, so he can use that on all.
As long as he maintains concentration.
Guidance now is you have to pick a skill, I think.
Oh, okay.
So it still only counts for your persuasion, I think. But the Bardic, you can use that on any roll.
Okay.
Any D20 roll.
That's
the guidance is the 4.
Yep.
Okay. So then I'll do a roll and then add a 4. And then I'll determine the Bardic. It's a 1.
You have heroic inspiration.
And yeah,
You do have
however, I do have heroic inspiration.
That's true.
So
Wait. We might end the campaign right here. I said
Oh,
2-1. and it's over.
no!
He's halfway there. Okay.
I see.
I mean, one of
I've
four
never
is a
been sad to
chance.
see a 6.
A 4.
Oh.
let's just use them both.
Might as well.
You can pull the top off the
5.
Fair enough.
So that would be a 15 plus
playing
3
Baldur's Gate
is
over here.
18.
18. Wow, we turned a 6
18?
into an 18. Pretty good.
That.
As you pose this question, you look down again at his hand to make sure that he's not about to try to potentially sneak attack you or harm you in some way. And as you look down at his hand, you notice just a little bit underneath a couple of his fingernails, there's a little bit of red paint. I don't think you have to worry about it. I'll have some of my men look into it. But I appreciate you bringing it to my attention.
Okay.
Don't
So-
be the hero.
I have this strange sensation. All right, so I am going to go back to the group, as I promised, to inform them of what I found out. And so then I'm going to share all that same information. I'm going to share about the scabbard, that
The
he
scabbards
seemed
you
very
have seen before.
cautious.
You guys saw them in the cave.
And I cast minor illusion with an image of the scabbard. I'm like this?
Yes, it seems extremely similar.
Well,
You remember the people that you guys fought in the hatchery? They're like almost the exact same scabbards.
Yikes. Okay.
I know we were moving beds to one that's just beside it for eavesdropping purposes. How thin are the walls before he starts?
They're
talking?
not very thick. I mean,
Like,
if
would
you're
it be-
having a normal conversation, you might hear some mumbling coming through. If it was more whispered, if it was quiet on the other end, you could probably strain to hear. And obviously, if someone was talking loud, you would be able to hear it.
Yeah. So I guess I'll just make a gesture, no words, just kind of, and then just like pointing down, just like keep voice down. So
Well, I picked this room just so we could eavesdrop on them if we needed to, but I guess it is a double-edged sword on our part. But I've seen a couple places where I've been before where people use a hole in the wall to eavesdrop on.
Can I look to see if there's a hole in the wall?
You
They're
could make an
usually around
investigation
waist
check.
level, so they can just duck down.
That's right. I'm at this level, so I got a good view.
It must be your type of people that use it a lot in the swamp or
Yeah,
something.
it's a frog thing. This is 21.
Peering through the
With
frog
investigation?
That was perception.
Perception works. You can do
Okay. Yes, I would like to use perception.
that. You notice that there's like a little bit of a small, I would say almost like a draft kind of coming through. A little tiny pin, almost like a pinhole, maybe slightly larger than that, coming right underneath about the midway point of the wall.
There's a draft coming from right here. I'm gonna take care of it though, don't worry. So I'm gonna turn. I'll pull my pants down a little bit, just exposing the cheeks. Just right through the. I would like to also make a save to make sure I don't shit myself. Because I'm using a little extra force. This isn't a natural windbreak.
Con save, go.
Con save.
I say he needs to do a deck save so he don't get a splinter in his head. Too.
Alright, so con save plus
He
2.
pushed a little too
That's
hard.
a 21.
okay, no blowback.
And here I was about to
You're good.
suggest-
I could have plugged the hole though.
You're okay.
Alright, we should be in the clear now.
So as you guys are getting settled, observing the room, go ahead.
While we're like trying to talk about secretive shit, I would suggest write this down to suggest that Crispin uses thaumaturgy to make it sound like people laughing in our room, so like they can't hear
Use
us.
minor illusion to do that.
I don't
too.
have
Oh, does
thaumaturgy.
it?
I have
Oh, you
You
thaumaturgy.
can create
Oh,
sound with.
you do.
You can create sound with minor illusion. Actually, as well. Don't you have? Do you have
minor.
a silence spell?
I do have silence.
Couldn't you just make a wall of the silence spell? I don't think it lets sound go through it. Like, we don't have to be in it, but I don't think it lets sound through it. So, like, if we need a barrier, we can just put the silence
Yes, I do
spell
have
up.
silence.
Because I remember him using it while we were in the
That
hatchery
was-
place,
yeah.
so which was really funny.
Yeah, so you took.
As
yeah,
all of you are
luck
sort
is
of
really good. So yeah, you
prepping for
If you
spending
want,
the night here, surrounded by
it'd be smarter for you just to take the luck
the
point.
cultists
Um,
and
keep your
maybe
heroic
new
inspiration,
enemies.
'cause your heroic you can use for.
You look
the
out and see
attacking
Bog
and
Luck
rolling,
talking to
so.
some of his guards. Not sure exactly what he's
I have
saying,
read
but he
that.
seems to
It's
have
so
this
good.
sort of arrogant smirk on his face, still doing the whole Terry Crews pack muscle thing for some reason. And he's kind of cracking his knuckles a little bit.
Can I try and like read his lips to see what he's saying?
Do you speak Orc?
I doubt it. I don't.
Well, it'd be probably hard to understand what he is saying.
While we're
I
doing
saw
all
it, yeah.
the whispery stuff, like exchanging information, I'm going to remind everyone that we intercepted someone who was going to meet, and this was the next meeting place. That person is now dead. I don't remember whether. I don't think the cultists know that person is dead yet.
True. That was the
guy-
weird necromancer-esque looking guy,
Yeah.
creepy guy.
The
that-
guy that I shot.
Yeah, the guy you shot. Then I stole his necklace of ears.
I forgot he had that.
Yeah, because I looked at the bottom of my inventory and I have necklace of 13 ears on here.
I don't really remember you guys fighting a necromancer.
With Kara.
It was
Got it.
Yeah, that was the guy that
he was the guy in the alley.
Josh fireballed
yeah,
us, and then
Josh
he
fire-
was-
and
You,
he was
des-
supposed
you
to be.
deserve that. I do remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he summoned like flaming skeletons or something. So I don't know if
I
he
remember
was
the skeletons.
a
yeah.
full necromancer, but like
I spent
he had
most of
that
my time
aura of a
healing.
necromancer. Yeah.
Okay. With all of the new observations that you have, and as you're looking out, you see that there's a like a handkerchief or like a cloth of some kind, sort of like sticking out of his pocket. And you didn't notice at first, but now that he shared this information, you see little splashes of red paint on his little smock. Very small, hardly noticeable unless you were looking for them. And that's where we're going to end.
All right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for coming back together. We'll be back next week to see what's going on at the Carnath Roadhouse. What's going on with Bog Luck. Maybe I'll remember my NPC characters' names this time. We'll see.